600 million bounty.
Isn't the most likely thing Sanji just like speed blitzes in, grabs Luffy and
Katakuri
just
has
speed
a
blitzes
billion. That's almost twice as much.
Look at this, right?
I mean, he can speed blitz, but he hits like a bitch, so it doesn't matter.
No, he just has to
Whoa.
run in fast.
Ooh,
He has to run in fast.
that shit hurts, bro. What
Wait,
we talking
who
about,
hits like a
man?
bitch?
Come on.
Oh, hold on.
No,
Shit hurts,
he
man.
does
Hey,
hit
I
like a
gotta-
bitch though.
You know
check out
Sanji
my
has
man's
better,
Katakuri, bro.
he has
Please.
better attack.
No one.
You know,
Spare me this Discord.
Hey, give me the time. Talk over the time. Fuck.
One at a time. One at a time.
Bro, I hate that phase one at a time. Let her
Or
flow.
at least two at a time, you fucking maniac.
Hey,
I
can ask one thing real quick.
Fucking Chatty, man.
You niggas is crazy.
Yo, guys.
Let Chatty do his job, bro.
Yo,
Oh,
have a
shit.
conversation.
This
So we
is
can hear
Chad's. This is Chad's side hustle, bro.
Please.
Dang, he's taking his job seriously, man.
Brago low-key paying him.
Well, hey, we can at least hear
You
what's
can
going
tell,
on
you can
now.
tell, man.
Are you live?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
live.
I think that's Sanji. Even if he
What's
doesn't-
popping, guys? What's popping?
Good senpai.
How you guys
It's all
doing?
good, it's all good.
Good.
What's up,
We
bro?
just talking
Pretty great.
pretty good.
Pretty
We're talking
fair.
about-
I'm doing pretty good.
I heard Sanji slander as soon as I got in here. What's up with that?
Oh yeah, we're
No,
talking about
no.
Sanji beating the shit out of
Look,
freaking
look,
Snag
you
and
missed,
shit.
you missed the
You already know,
Katakuri
bro.
slander.
Wait, we
You
think
already
Snack
know,
about to get another fight?
Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Elvin and
Yeah,
Snack are
definitely.
gonna get their ass beat. He's about to
Yo,
get
by
another.
the way,
I think yeah.
It'll be an instant 20 hits like within a second of both.
I mean, listen. What's the purpose for him to appear right now? Is
this
it like
entire
this guy?
thing. This
Go ahead.
Fuck it, dude. Why else would he be there?
His purpose is
I don't
for
know.
Oda.
I'm just
I
asking.
mean,
I'm
there,
like,
there are a lot of characters there, so it's like.
Yeah, but like you guys gotta look at it.
but
Look
bro,
at it this
Snag
way.
is the
guys.
most prominent one, man.
Sanji was able
no,
to
actually-
listen. Sanji was able to knock out Luffy, but Katakuri hasn't. You guys should know that,
Exactly.
right?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a
no.
big feat. Yeah.
Stop
I mean,
it.
Snack looked like a
And you know
bitch,
what's funny?
low-key.
You guys are
That's-
sleeping on the arranged army. They knocked out Luffy.
That's
That
right,
is
man.
right.
Come on.
You gotta look
Sanji
at
has
that.
better attack power than Katakuri, confirmed.
That's a Yeah. fact.
Oh shit.
Y'all gotta stop this. Y'all niggas gotta stop.
That's true, bro. That's true. Come on, bro. Come on.
Confirmed.
Come on.
You gotta
Come
stop
on,
it,
man.
How do
Brago.
you
You're
guys
going
bring
against
up
the
a
manga.
chapter that
Facts.
barely has Sanji in it and make this a discussion
Proof.
starter? Just stop bringing Sanji up. And let's talk about something else.
No.
Give us some
Nobody wanna
time
talk
to
about
talk about something
The
else.
manga tells
Please.
us. All right. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Enraged army versus Katakuri. I want
Katakuri is soloing the enraged army. Like
to. But they knocked out Luffy though. He can't knock.
that was right after fighting Cracker. That's right after fighting
Katakuri
Cracker.
is knocking all of them. And Katakuri's knocking pretty much everyone out with Haki. And
All of them? You think? Wait, Fu. You know, Bobbin was there.
not.
Yo,
I didn't even finish, bro. I said he's gonna knock most of them out with
Listen.
Haki, and he's gonna beat the rest.
Okay.
Nah.
Why this nigga
We
bring
still-
Bob in up, bro?
We're still in the hype.
Wait,
The ultra hype with Bobby and shit.
Come on, man.
Nah. Katakuri still loses. It's too much
He
time
has
to play.
awakened Mochi. Who the hell is
I
disputing
mean, the
that
thing
shit?
is, he was giving Luffy fatal blows, which of course you can say he's not, but because of the plot, he's not.
Luffy should be done. He should be done.
I only
Yeah.
counted one fatal blow, to be honest. Actually, correction. Flambe said it was fatal blow. We know she's prevalent.
Yeah, Flambe is trash though.
I mean, okay.
Oh
so,
my
I
god.
mean,
So-
I hate when you.
Yo, how y'all gonna say that shit? That's crazy.
Yo, like when. On the real note on that, I know some people were trolling, but on the real note, I've heard people say that.
Yes.
It's like Oda uses characters to narrate the story sometimes. Like he doesn't just put in the narrator. Like he'll use a character to explain what's going on in the story right now. Like if you've ever watched like a sports anime, like they'll have like the people in the stands like narrating the fucking
yeah,
like
in Haikyuu is like, oh my god, how did he jump so high?
Slam dunk.
Like
Like,
he's really jumping that high. That's fodder talk.
right, exactly. It's fodder talking.
Come on. Slam dunk,
I'm
bro.
just
The
saying
same
this. Who
shit.
else in the story can take 8 hours of donuts? Who let's take that?
Wait, I got a question though. Why is Katakuri so beat up?
I don't know.
That's true though.
Wait,
Same thing I was
you saw Luffy punch him and one
Brago.
He's
at his
level.
Bro, we've seen like 5 hits on Katakuri, but this dude's.
No, I've looked. We actually. I actually
His
had this
defense is
argument with
trash.
someone. I actually had this argument with someone, and I went back and looked, and he's been this beat up ever since Luffy punched him with Gear 4. He's
He's looked like this?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I don't think so. I think he just only had the blood like bleeding.
He started looking like that right after that fucking part where he made the little hut.
Luffy got a total.
And he got caught eating. That's when he starts getting really fucked up.
Yeah, because I went
He
back.
took like 3 punches from Gear 4th, and he looked.
I went back because I was having an argument with someone.
He looks fine as can be until he makes that hut. And
Katakuri was clean for the most part, even after the Gear 4.
No,
His face was messed up.
He was fucked up.
His face was messed up. But really, his body, you got to consider he stabbed himself. So that's part of the reason why.
He's punching himself at the same time.
And then he was fighting Luffy for a little bit, and you saw Luffy
when he
got
first hits him, he kicks him in the fucking chin, straight up in the like
more
area.
damage than
Fucks him up already. Then he fucks him up even worse when he goes Gear 4 and fucks him up. He fucks him up.
No, he only took a bad face wound. He wasn't that bad.
Like there's a part where everybody goes, Katakuri blocked it. Katakuri blocked it. He tries to block it, and his Gear 4 blows right through it and knocks him fucking back a mile. Like
everyone
it's
thought
fucked up like Gear 4.
Everyone thought he was gonna block that too. He got sent flying.
He blocked it, but he got sent flying.
The thing is, I don't know how. I don't know how it did that much damage. That shit.
Because it's Gear 4, bro. Gear 4 is strong, dude.
Walked it off.
Gear 4, he didn't take that much damage.
He's not walking.
Yeah, you gotta
He
remember.
only took a face scar.
Katakuri obviously isn't cracker level of durability to where he just gets one shot, but he's definitely not gonna have like high tier. He's not gonna have high tier durability.
Katakuri didn't take any.
I mean, at least a weakness and a strength.
We can't say that.
What?
That's really convenient to say.
That he didn't take he took a cannonball plus he went through the
Cracker's dead. Come on, even Snack came back. Cracker's
one
dead.
He has a point.
I'm telling you, off screen, Katakuri's been hitting himself with galactic donuts to make the fight fair.
Oh,
That man's a warrior.
No, I'm just saying.
Katakuri's done more damage to himself.
Why is Katakuri cheering Luffy on?
That was a translation.
Because they're best friends.
I
got a
question.
All right, so wait. So that's another thing I've been hearing, that the chapter was actually trash.
They're trying to say that that's fucking Katakuri.
Wait.
How?
Do you got?
Everybody says that.
I know. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that a lot more. I've been hearing that a lot more. That the chapter is not as good.
Hold on.
It's a lot of hype.
He's got team white.
So someone actually here in this chat that thinks it was trash.
I just said that's what he heard.
Nah, people. No, I know. I just need to know.
Wait. Does anybody in this chat feel that way?
I don't think it's trash. I think it's slightly overhyped. I don't think.
Okay. Wait. Let Stebo explain his point. Stebo, why do you think that?
I think it's slightly overhyped. I mean, I guess it's all subjective. A lot of people are saying it's the best chapter of Whole Cake so far. I disagree with that. But a lot of, and I mean, not necessarily that I disagree, but some people are saying that it's the best by a long shot. Like, oh my God, 10 out of 10, 15.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And, I mean, it just seems like it's a few things within the chapter that make me question certain things, like the consistency.
Like what?
I guess this first thing that I'm about to say is a little nitpick, but you remember when Rayleigh let Luffy go, right? When Luffy first set off at the start of the time skip, he said, "I taught you the basics." But clearly in this flashback, he's teaching them some pretty advanced stuff, right?
Yeah, but basics for a master are different.
Okay, he didn't teach him that.
No way.
He taught him the basics, and he told him that there are going to be people that are going to know more than the basics.
I think the basics are explaining how to do it. When he knew how to do it.
I mean, I did say that was a bit of a nitpick, but
okay. What's the next one?
And the next one was at the end where it's like it's sort of confusing. I know that's just my opinion.
There's been a lot of interpretations with that too.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that it's so up in the air and it's not so conclusive.
I think
because
it's blue balling still, and we're still here fighting him.
It's been too many instances. It's been too many instances like that throughout this arc to where I feel like Oda should just start laying things out for us instead of leaving so many things up in the air open for interpretation.
I feel like everything Luffy said in this chapter is like just weird.
But Steve, that's what's what he's good at, bro.
Hold on. And also the Snake Man, which is another thing that could end up being really bad. I guess I'm still up in the air on that because it just depends on what it turns out to be. If it's something that Luffy has had the entire time, then I'm going to be like, well, he should have used it earlier. But at the same time, if he's using it on the fly, like Luffy normally does,
Wait, let me finish.
how he usually just makes stuff up on the fly. That's what I think it is. That's what I'm hoping it is. Then it will make sense why he's using it now.
No, okay. I don't want to get into that.
No.
I wanted
to ask Steve a
the manga
question.
stream translation is way different than Jimini's box translation.
Yeah, manga stream. I don't know what the hell they were talking about. I was more confused.
Well, not even that. When Katakuri's talking to Luffy, when Katakuri's talking to Luffy at the end, in Jimini's box he says, "I've already given my answer." And then in manga stream he says, "You've already given."
Yeah, I'm like, what?
it's like literally the exact opposite.
Don't read his stream.
Yeah,
I feel like when he's talking about the future. That's what he's doing.
But you were
talking to
talking
him in the future.
Steve, but earlier you were talking about the best chapter in Whole Cake. What is that to you?
Yeah.
Which one is that?
I mean, it's not even necessarily that I don't think this is the best chapter. It's just that when people say, I've heard plenty of people say it's the best by a long shot.
Right, but what is it? What is the best chapter to you? Like, what's yours?
I don't even think I have one in mind. But
I can't think of one.
I think what you think.
When I think about it, maybe the Katakuri reveal. I don't know, like
maybe.
What do you mean?
I was listening to Matt's stream I think last.
What did Matt say?
No, he said like the 10 out of 10 chapters were like when Rayleigh was talking about Roger and what else?
Robin saying she wants to live.
Oh, does the information? Oh, wait.
Wants to live.
The want to live chapter. I don't know. Okay.
I mean, it was a good chapter.
I think the best chapter was at the end of the wedding.
I think that's what I was about to say. When Big Mom Coop beat up on the floor.
Yeah, that was a good chapter.
That was dope. When Katakuri fought Ichiji.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. No, don't do that to Ichiji.
He did, bro. One panel.
If I could add something quick.
That's nasty, bro. No.
Ichiji got one panel.
For you, fam.
Yo, the best chapter is when they baked the cake.
That was fantastic.
Yo,
what about
I'm gonna tell one thing. The best chapter.
What about the chapter?
Brock, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Katakuri or Doflamingo?
As far as fighting or characters?
Fighting? Listen, let's not get into that.
Oh,
fighting Katakuri.
Let's get into it.
It's cat.
Yo,
It's cat.
listen.
It's cat.
It's not even close. What kind of question is that, bro?
It's close. It's close.
I think that Dofi, seeing everything that Katakuri is going through right now, Dofi's really impressive, man.
No, I got a real question.
Before I started coming in the Discord, I thought Rakim was like one of the intelligent ones. I think.
No, hold up. You
Oh,
gotta learn
shit.
the context behind that. I body food after a 5 hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yo, Rakim first fruit right
Listen,
now.
anyone who's in that Discord would know that he did not body me. This is pure,
You want to have that again?
It says headcanon?
Sure just took out a scalp.
This is literally just pure ego. Here, listen, I'll give you. This man said that if anyone, okay, listen here. I'll bring up the situation you brought up. This is the situation we were arguing. He said that if Kaido, okay, imagine if Kaido doesn't have observation Haki Brago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or not even that he doesn't have it, but that he just doesn't want to use it. Okay, if Kaido fought against Katakuri, he's saying that Kaido would not be able to hit Katakuri no matter what if he didn't have observation Haki.
That's facts.
Ooh.
That sounds like facts.
That's facts.
Wait, what? Okay. It's so. It's.
No, that's not true.
That's right. That is right.
It's not.
No, it's not.
Unless he's got some crazy AoE.
Here, let me ask you this. Let me bring you.
Yeah, it depends on the AoE because we don't know the area of effect there.
There's an AoE. Yeah. Well, if there's no AoE or whatever, right? Let's.
But
say
you have to assume a Yonko has that. Look what Big Mom did with Elbas Spear, bro.
Big Mom missed though.
Yeah, she missed, but they said no. You're right.
She misses everything. If Kaido misses everything, yeah. If Kaido misses everything on Katakuri, he's not gonna hit him. Like I don't know what's the big deal.
But then,
say, bro.
But you're taking away the fight. You just make it a one-sided fight. Then this is a one-sided onslaught. You just.
That was the argument.
I'm sorry, but correct me if I'm wrong. But did you just say if Kaido misses, he misses?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling him. He's not understanding that for some reason, bro.
So
No,
just like
because your
listen,
entire
listen.
argument was that you need to have the same tier of observation hockey to hit someone with future
No,
sight.
you don't. No, you
That's
don't.
what
Yes, you do.
No,
I think. Wait. Do we think Luffy's level of hold on? Do you think Luffy's level of hockey is on Katakuri's level?
No.
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 Wait. Rayleigh said he wouldn't have achieved that level in 2 years. Rayleigh said that.
Exactly.
He hasn't achieved that level.
He didn't. He came from the time skip and he didn't achieve it.
Okay,
now
and this
when
is
he
the other
is.
one, Brago. This is the other one.
Wait,
Brago,
so you
that
think
you-
Luffy's observations on Katakuri's level already?
Yeah, it's getting there right now.
So-
It's like
so-
after this fight, he's gonna have better. After this
Brago,
fight, he's gonna
let
have
me
the
give you
same
another
amount of
scenario.
observations as Katakuri.
Let me give you another scenario,
So Big
Brago.
Mom can't hit Katakuri?
Nope.
If Haki is not on his level, she's not hitting.
Let
him.
It's
me
not.
give you another scenario. Let me give you another scenario. This is one he. This is one he said. This is another one we talked about. He said that. Okay, if we take pre-time skip Kobe, right, from the the original Kobe, right, and we just give him Katakuri's Haki, he said that he would be able to he would be able to just beat the shit out of Shanks.
Wait. Say Foop. Say that one more time, Foop. One more time.
Everybody knows that
Hold up.
One more time.
One more time.
Because everybody knows that Rakim hates Shanks.
One more time. I didn't hear that. I didn't. Wait.
Trash.
Wait. Go ahead, Foop. Say that one more time.
If we give Kobe, the Kobe from like the first 10 chapters of the story, that Kobe, if we give him future sight, and Shanks doesn't use his observation Haki, that Kobe will be able to hit him.
What?
That's a dumb argument.
What?
That's a very dumb argument.
What? Wait.
He cut off. What did he say? What did he say?
mean?
He cut off. I didn't know what he said.
That's dumb.
You're saying
Like,
that if Kobe in the first 10 chapters, if he had Katakuri's observation Haki, he's beating the shit out of Shanks?
No. I never said he's beating them. Look, let me tell you about.
Go ahead, Rakim. Explain what you clarify. Let Rakim clarify his point. Let him clarify.
This is your tryout, remember? Hold on.
Let him clarify.
Please let him.
I think he said.
No, I don't know if you could clarify.
No, let me just say it, bro. Steph, let me just say
Shanks
it.
doesn't have Haki. If Shanks doesn't have Haki,
Jeff, you're getting muted, bro.
No, I didn't say that. No, what I'm saying, right?
I'm sorry, bro. I'm just saying it. God,
Let Rakim go ahead.
What I'm trying to say, right, is that. Well, I never said that, but throughout that entire 5-hour argument, right? Whenever I said something, they'd be like, "So you're saying this?" And but I never said that. They just strawman me throughout the entire 5-hour argument. All right.
Okay. First off, I'm glad you
the counter straw man from Fruit.
Yeah.
All right. So whenever I said something, they'd be like, "Okay, so if Kobe had this, would Shanks dodge that?" Like,
okay, what was your initial point? That's what I'm trying to.
Really convoluted argument. It was deep in the argument.
No, hold on. I have to defend myself against that really quick, and then I'll let you talk. I was giving him a bunch of scenarios because the entire debate was basically about observation Haki and how it works in fights. So I was giving him a bunch of scenarios, and I was like, "Can people do this?" So I was like, "If Kobe had Katakuri's future observation sight, would he be able to hit Shanks?" And he said yes.
No, I never said that. You asked if Shanks would be able to hit Kobe. I said no.
Okay, well there you go. It's almost the same thing, but yeah.
But listen, if you have observations Haki, right? And you
ask him if Neok would be able to hit Shanks, or
he'll be too slow. Yo,
But Shanks can stop time, so he always hits it.
No, but you gotta understand this, right? If you have observations attack, and if you have observations Haki, no matter the speed of an attack, if you have that precognition, you're dodging that.
The thing is, Rakim, you're assuming the conditions are perfect, right? Because we know observation Haki, you have to focus.
Yeah, I'm assuming the conditions are perfect.
Yeah, but it's not going to be perfect versus someone like Shanks. Like, you're going to be.
That's the scenario. That's the whole thing.
Let me do right now.
Scenario.
No, that's not how it works. Just because you know you're about to get shot doesn't mean.
No, that's not.
Yes, you are.
Yo, all you gotta do is look at the boy sister fight. If you look at the boy sister fight when Luffy went gear second, he could hit them, even though they had observation better than him.
No, but they were surprised. Listen, they were calm. They were calm. They were surprised that he got a sudden burst of speed.
I thought, but you just said it doesn't matter about speed, Rocky. What do you mean?
No, yeah. If you're taking attack. No, let me just say this here. You guys aren't understanding this, okay? When Luffy came out of the time skip, right, and he had observations Haki, he dodged light speed attacks. Does that mean he's faster than light speed attacks?
No, he didn't.
He does Akuma lasers.
You
Those
can't
are
see
Akuma
light, bro.
lasers.
That's just like
What? That's a laser. It's a laser is a light speed attack.
No, it's not.
No,
it's
but
Not in One Piece.
Hold on. It's not even. That's not even
It's
relevant.
not in One Piece. Not in One Piece. What are you kidding me?
Yeah, Rakim.
You don't
I've
see
already
light
gone
move
through
in
this
One
argument.
Piece.
If you try to scale like light speed to One Piece, Kizaru wrecks everyone, and it's no fun.
All right, let me ask you this: when we were in Thriller Bark, right? When we were in Thriller Bark, when the sun came up, did it take 5 minutes? Did it take 5 minutes for the sun to? Wait, did it take 5 minutes for the sun's lights to create shadows, or was it instant? It's instant. Light acts like it does.
No, it doesn't.
The way light acts in One Piece is the way it acts.
Rakim, let me ask you this. Rakim, let me ask you this.
Lasers aren't light speed.
Let me ask you this, Rakim.
Yes, they
How
are.
is
They're
light speed? How is light speed relative to the speed of characters in One Piece? How fast is Luffy moving?
I can definitely say that they're not as fast as light speed.
They're not as fast as light speed?
They're not, but he's dodging.
But he's dodging light speed.
But he's dodging.
He's not dodging. Listen, he's not dodging light speed because of his reaction.
You can dodge a bullet without being as fast as
He's
a bullet.
dodging it because his observation Haki. That's what Rakim is saying.
Yeah, his observation Haki is telling him to dodge out of the way before the light speed attack even comes. That's what observation Haki is.
Wait, Rakim. What if somebody's so fast that you can't react to them?
Exactly.
But no, your observations Haki makes up for that. Like I don't understand what you're saying.
So he wouldn't be able to dodge.
Wait, it makes up to a certain point. It makes up to a certain point, but when let's say somebody's like 50 times faster than you, you're not gonna be able to keep dodging them.
No, that's why I brought up the point. That's why I brought up the point of the light speed attack. I'm saying that if Luffy, who's definitely not faster than light speed, is able to dodge light speed attacks because of his observations Haki, not because of his speed, we use that as a reference point.
Okay, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. Okay, because when you're talking about dodging projectiles, it's a little bit different because
Exactly.
I can understand like observation Haki is very good for dodging projectiles. But when you're talking about a fight, okay, say Kobe looks in the future, right, and he's fighting against Shanks. Kobe looks in the future, he sees, oh shit, Shanks is about to slash to the left. I'm gonna go to the right. Okay, and then he dodges that once. Shanks is just gonna do another slash and just kill him right there.
Yeah, but then his observations Haki is gonna notice that other slash, and he's gonna dodge.
Rakim. Let me explain something real quick. Right, you can have observation Haki, but you still have to have reaction speed to like go with observation Haki. So even if you use an observation,
that's not the case.
No. So you're saying he's seeing it, but can he react to it? Right?
He's obviously gonna react to it because he's seeing it. He's
No, just because you can see that doesn't mean you can react to it.
Listen. Can you guys just go one at a time? Just go at a turn.
It depends on the level of observation. How far can you see?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Rakim said Katakuri's observation.
So, yeah, Katakuri can see 5 seconds into the future.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not just observation. He's talking about Katakuri's level of observation. So
if you can't react, if you can't, all right. Look, if a normal human being, right, went against the Flash, can you? It doesn't matter if you see 5 seconds in the future. You want to be able to move. Wait.
Yeah, you can't. It's like if you can't react, it doesn't matter.
I'm not finished. If you go against the Flash, right? He's going so fast that you stopped in time. You're not going to be able to react.
Yeah, let me ask you this.
And also, Rakim, I think this chapter kind of proved that the observation Haki future sight is not like obsolete, or it's not.
Does the Flash matter in One Piece?
It's not absolute.
It's not absolute. Where to the point where it's like you have different types.
It is absolute because why is Luffy throughout this entire fight trying to get as good observations as Katakuri? Because
no. But Luffy isn't seeing the future though. Luffy's not seeing the future though.
He's not fast enough.
Wait, what? Luffy's not seeing.
He is seeing the future right now.
He's not seeing the future.
Stop talking.
Luffy is sensing the future. He's not seeing the future.
Yeah, Brago.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Seeing it, feeling it out are two different
It's not. Rayleigh even explained this chapter.
I have to explain something, please.
Oh,
okay.
man.
Rakim thinks. Okay, this was the other part of our argument because this really needs to be explained. Okay, he thinks that all observation Haki is essentially the same, and that they're all basically just seeing the future. It's just Katakuris can see farther into the future than other people's observation Haki.
That's not it. Let me explain it to you correctly. All right. What I said throughout that entire thing, throughout the entire thing, right? I was saying that there's two categories of observations Haki. There's the one where you're in a 1v1 fight and you're reading a person's intentions. All right. And there's the other where you could sense around you in an AOE, what Fuji can do and like what Rayleigh did when he sensed like how many animals were on the island, right? Those are the two categories, okay? Now, in the first category, the one where I'm talking about reading intentions, Rayleigh even says you can read someone's intentions and therefore you can read their attacks. And every attack has an intention, blah, blah, all that, right? When Katakuri's seeing the future, he is reading someone's intentions to such a high level that he's able to see so far. All right. Now Luffy,
no,
that's not false. That's exactly what it is.
Had no idea.
That is true.
Still saw it.
He's literally seeing the future.
Then how is he? That's observations Haki. Are you saying future sight? Wait, are you saying future sight isn't observations Haki? Because observations Haki is all about intentions.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that. We're saying he's literally seeing the future though.
No, but you're misunderstanding this.
No, you actually read it. You actually read the panels. Ray was said to Luffy, you specialize in sensing the feelings of everything. So Luffy, his category observation is more so he can feel the aura of things. Katakuri, as Ray said, is a special person. He's a special, strong person in the world. So he's more like a different person as far as observation. And Ray even said, you're not even there yet. So he said, like, we meet somebody and meet them and I said no. How you can get there? He says, I don't know. The thing is, like, again, observation Haki is, again, everybody has it, but the thing is, when it comes to actually seeing the future, that's something that's actually special. That's like a genius, like a prodigy. That's something special. Luffy is just one of the auras.
He is.
Let me say this though. Let me say this.
Let me say something. In Fishman Island, right? His Armament Haki could even withstand a bite from Hody John, right? Then he gets to Dressrosa. He's blocking with his Armament Haki from Cavendish. Like he ain't nothing. The dude is getting
he's getting stronger every arc. He gets stronger.
Wait, what I'm saying is like Rayleigh mentions the most powerful people in the world, and those they can see a small glimpse of the future. Then he says it's all part of the color of observation. But it seems that you're more proficient in sensing the feelings of living things, which kind of, I guess, confirms that it's two different categories here that he's talking about.
No, it's not.
At least two different.
At least.
You know why? You know why, Brago? You know why Brago is not? Because if we look at it, right, Luffy.
Wait. Okay, why would he say you're more proficient in something else if he's talking about the same thing?
Brago, let me ask you a question.
No.
What was Luffy when he was fighting Mihawk? What was that?
We don't know what that is yet. We don't know what that is. We don't know what that is.
No, that's observation.
We can No. We can speculate. No, we can speculate what it is, but we don't know what it is. It's like we can't use that in. No, we can't use that in this argument because we have actual.
Why did Oda add that context when he said?
No, I'm saying we can't use that here because we have actual panels saying what it is. So like, if we bring that, we're bringing in speculation now, based on what is said. It's saying two different categories of observation. It's all part of the color of observation. How can we say it's the same thing?
I would have figured it was because Mihawk has really good observation and he came up against someone who was...
Well, for Mihawk, I was saying it's either Luffy saw it or Mihawk showed him what the fuck was going to happen. That's what I was looking at.
Okay,
that's fine. I mean, that's
what he said.
I feel like you guys are looking too far into it. You guys are just complicating it for yourselves. All right, so...
That's true. I mean, you should stay on the argument you're on.
I simply think...
Yeah, so Luffy, right? Luffy, he's good at... The way he looks at observation... He's sensing someone's feelings, all right? And then if we look at someone else, right? We look at Kobe. You know how when he first unlocked observation Haki, he's like, oh, there's so many voices in my head, right? He's sensing observations Haki by reading someone's mind or whatever. Like that's him. That's their specific way.
He's reading someone's mind.
No, that's their way of reading someone's intentions. Yeah, it's their path of learning. Yeah, it's their path of learning. Luffy's taking a different path where you read someone's emotions, right? Wow. But that path still leads to where Katakuri is right now.
So you're saying Kobe will be able to see the future as well?
If his observations Haki gets good enough, he'll reach that point.
Somebody's mind.
That's a
Can't
huge
you
assumption,
see the
though,
future
Raheem.
technically?
Listen, this is all assumptions. This is because we don't know shit about observation Haki. But
we know what Rayleigh said.
We do.
Rayleigh just said.
Explained it. What do you mean?
Really just explained it.
Katakuri also said Luffy is looking into the future too. So you can't.
Wait.
Listen. Why would Katakuri say, "Oh"?
I think Katakuri was wrong. This proves Katakuri was
reaching my level.
So
I think
the master. Of,
this proves Katakuri was wrong. He's a master of his. He's a master of his type.
Rayleigh even said in this chapter that like he never thought of like looking at it from the way Luffy looks at it.
Yeah,
so
but listen, that's because it's Luffy.
Rayleigh has too.
Exactly,
so he's
like
just misreading what he's doing.
Exactly. He's thinking because Luffy. No, he's thinking because Luffy can keep up. He's doing the same thing that he's doing. Like this chapter proves that he's not.
My thing is too.
He's looking from a different outlook.
My thing is too is like if Luffy sees the future, then why is it Luffy seeing auras of the punches and not actually seeing the future?
Exactly, because he's sensing.
Let me ask you this though. Go ahead. Okay. We have Fuji, right? Who senses the auras of everyone, right? He senses the auras.
And if you look at it as well, what Fujitora saw is really similar to what Luffy's seeing as well.
Yeah, so they have the same type of.
They have the same type.
Yeah, it's obviously they have the same type. Everyone has the same. They all have observations. Haki. They're looking at it different ways. Katakuri's way.
No. Rakim, we agree. It's all observation Haki. That's we know that, right? But as far as Fujitora and Luffy, they're different paths. They all have different paths.
Fuji,
yeah, they have different paths.
I mean, they see auras instead of.
Listen, they have different paths.
Fuji and Luffy has the same path because they both were sensing like people's feelings.
Yes.
Yeah, they have the same path.
Yes, they have the same path.
My point is, Brago, this is how I simplified. Okay, let's say it's like a leveling system. Okay. There's the aura one, and then there's the one that Katakuri's doing, right? Katakuri's, when he first learned observations Haki, like when he first learned it, he didn't get future sight right away. He had to level that shit up. So his is at like level 5, right? And then Luffy's sensing emotions, okay? His, when he first came back from the time skip, his was like, let's say like level 3 or some shit, right? Throughout this fight, he's leveling up his observations Haki. He's getting better at it. That's why this whole thing he's taking punches.
Luffy has always been able to sense the emotions within people.
Yeah,
always.
And not to mention too, the whole thing with Snake Man kind of helps it out as well.
That's how Luffy does it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the thing too is like if you go with the Snake Man stuff, observation Haki kind of helps too because with snakes when they close their eyes, they can sense the presence around them. So that kind of further helps the fact that like using your senses, that's how you're gonna be able to figure out things and you'll find out what someone's gonna be doing.
He's still gonna get faded. It doesn't matter.
This whole conversation started because Rakim said in my voice that Kaido would not be able to hit Katakuri if he does not have observation.
That's
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, Rakim.
You said by if. Like you fucking don't even realize what Kaido is capable of, and you bring that out to the table.
I didn't say if. I said he's not.
He says he's not, and you have no clue what he has.
Yeah,
you guys argued this for 5 hours? Holy shit.
Bro, listen.
Waste people time with
hold up.
It's not true.
It's not headcanon. It's headcanon.
It's not headcanon. Yo, that headcanon comment really triggered him, bro. It's like, yo, it ain't fucking.
It's in headcanon, bro. It's so bad.
Remember, this is your tryout, guys.
What
can he do then? What can he do? That's the thing. What can Kaido do?
I'm ready for this.
Listen, the only way for Kaido. If Kaido has no observations Haki, right? He has nothing, and Luffy has future sight. Okay, the only way for Kaido to even touch Luffy is if he makes Luffy not calm in some way, which turns off his observations, or he does a massive AOE, which somehow.
But Rakim, let me ask you this. Rakim, let me ask you this real quick, right? With the introduction of Luffy being able to sense the emotions of someone, right? Don't you think there's going to be someone in the future that can turn that off, where Luffy can't sense that shit?
Shanks? No. Well, why would someone do that?
What do you mean? Because
that's Haki. That's Haki.
What I'm saying is like. No. What I'm saying is it's an assumption. What I'm saying as far as like where Haki is going to counter everything that Luffy's going through is he's going to come up against a counter to everything that he's good at to overcome that. Right? Maybe.
I know, but the example was used.
And I'm using like Hunter x Hunter here with like Zetsu. But go ahead. What are you saying?
I'm just saying he's using the example to make a point that he's saying that Kaido doesn't have any observation haki. Everybody knows.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Everybody
No, that's not what
Also assuming.
Wait, hold on a second.
He's using it as an example to make it.
I'm not
saying
that's also assuming the only way to counter Katakuri's observation haki is by using observation haki.
Yes, that's the only way. You have to have.
That's an assumption.
Wait, rock him.
Luffy literally grabbed him without.
Rock him. I say this. I say based on what you're saying, like to counter observation haki, you should have observation haki. Okay, so to counter observation, to counter observation haki of that level, you must have observation haki.
Yes.
I don't.
No.
That's crazy.
What could do it otherwise?
Wait a second, Brago. That's not what he said. He said that everybody has future sight. Like, that was the argument the whole time. Everybody has future sight. Like all the top tiers have future sight. Like Katakuri.
Zoro got future sight.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm saying that there's other top tiers in the verse that are gonna have this level of haki, and there's gonna be people who can go past what Katakuri can see. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but like if we look at like someone like let's just say, for example, I'm just using this crazy hypothetical, but you'll understand what I'm saying. Okay, let's say that the Kaido's first commander, right? The Katakuri of Kaido's crew, right? He has like decent armament or a decent observation haki, but he's like an armament haki specialist. Like this dude has the craziest armament haki you've ever seen in your entire life. If that dude goes up against Katakuri, even though he has shitty not shitty, but like not really good observation haki, like they're still gonna have like a good fight against each other. Like I don't know who's
not gonna be able to hit him.
Also for the argument as far as like someone being able to shut off their haki or will versus Luffy, I was thinking someone mentioned Kuma.
Katakuri's a special paramecia.
Someone mentioned Kuma because Kuma doesn't have his any will right now, so like Luffy wouldn't be able to sense like.
But let me say this, right? Luffy's gear 4 is stronger than Katakuri. Would you guys agree to that?
No,
I mean,
it's like saying that's stronger than Katakuri. It's weird to say because it's like Luffy's gear 4 is that strong because of like the the risks that come with it.
When you say stronger, do you mean like destructive capability?
Yes,
100%. What I'm saying, right? Is that let's say Luffy had. No, let's say Luffy had future sight. Katakuri had.
Come on, man.
And Luffy had.
Come on, man. You're hedging. You're hedging. You're hedging.
Who would win that?
Long live Haki. Stop letting him talk. This is a little boy. This is a little boy.
Wait, is that Hitman? Is that Hitman?
You lost the bet, Ricky.
I lost the bet, Chatty.
Is that Hitman? Is that Hitman, Toddy?
He's getting too much screen time.
Wait.
Is that the Hitman?
Little boy.
Oh man.
Y'all been talking to a 13-year-old for this entire time.
Let me say my thing.
No, nigga, no. Because you ain't gonna beat me right now. I will make you cry again, Rakeem. I will make you cry again. You're not about to meet me this time, nigga.
Make me cry. Alright, let me respond to that.
Oh man.
Hold on. Party got bodied by. Listen. Party got bodied by.
Fuck, Rakim?
Shut the fuck, Kiza. You better watch your back, dude. I will beat the fuck out of you.
What? Who in Discord?
Never seen y'all act like that.
They tripping. Oh, acting totally different in this Discord right now.
They acting totally different.
Hey, Brago.
Yo.
I'll just say this for the hockey thing. If Luffy's on Katakuri's level, like everybody say he is, and if I say he see the future, then he can see the future. He want to see the aura. Not see the aura.
I don't get what you're saying, bro. That is seeing the future, though. Come on.
How is aura? How is seeing someone's aura and see to the future? How is it me seeing?
Why did
Jordan.
We literally saw it from Luffy's perspective. Like he didn't.
Yeah, but listen.
How like?
Bro, we
how
are tired of listening to kids. There are men in here.
Party, go back
Can we move? Can we move on to a different topic?
server.
Because this conversation, I've been listening to the stream, guys. This conversation is not interesting. Let's just move on from it. Why don't we talk
Wait.
Why don't we talk
Why
about
does
what's
Toddy
on
always
everybody's
come
mind?
in and talk about himself?
Because, nigga, I run it when I'm here, and I shut up little kids like you, nigga. Now shut up and sit down.
You left Discord because skateboarded you, and you went quiet. You understand that, right?
Bro, do you want me to tell everybody what fucking happened when y'all had to mute me because I was
What happened when you told me I took a W and you begged?
When y'all had to mute me because I was hurting Scape's feelings and telling him about his life?
Hey, Toddy, if I can say something real quick. Hey, real quick. Hey, can you get back to the discussion though? Like, I know you're trying to do. Like,
No, I don't. I'm sorry. But I'm speaking for the entire audience. And what you guys have been talking about is the lamest shit I've ever seen on stream.
I'm just saying.
Let us move on to a new topic. A new topic.
Let me ask this.
Wait. Toddy, let me ask you this, Toddy. Toddy, let me ask you this.
Move on.
Toddy, let me ask you this, Toddy. Wait. Toddy, let me ask you this. You've been listening to the arguments? Have you been listening to the arguments?
Yes, with my eyes closed shut and my gut hurting and my soul hurting.
Okay.
And the Discord chooses to embarrass themselves like this.
Explain. Okay, what do you think about the past of Haki? How do you feel about that?
About the Haki shit?
Yeah, observation Haki. Do you think it's different paths? Do you think it's all one thing?
Well, I don't think there's different paths. Absolutely not. And I feel like it was confirmed this chapter that there's not, because Rayleigh said that people that have the strongest have this future sight, which means that the path is linear. It's not branching out. It's not saying the people that are the strongest, some see the future, some sense the ants on the ground.
So why is Toddy disagreeing with me? Why is Toddy disagreeing with me?
Wait, someone mute this little boy.
No, Toddy,
this seventh grader.
You're agreeing with me. You're agreeing with me.
Wait, let Toddy go though.
No, he agrees with me. Even when he says the first he agrees with me.
What are you talking about? You agree with me.
What are you talking about?
Everything I say, you take it. Everything I say, you agree with me.
Shut up, Rakeem. No one likes you.
Listen, I'm the original. You're the fake.
No, nigga, you are the embarrassment of the stream right now.
We got 19 more minutes of this, so
Hey, Toddy, I'm asking you, Toddy, if there's a linear path of hockey, then why is it that like being shown that there's different ways of hockey? Like you have the aura, you can sense the presence.
Let him finish.
The thing is, you haven't seen a person that's shown like the upper tier of observation hockey not use the other forms of hockey that you guys are talking about. You haven't seen Katakuri have to sense all the ants on the ground or anything. But what you have saw is someone like Enel that not only can sense everything on the island, but he can also use mantra. So that's the only example that we have of somebody using
mantra
like
is
variants of
bad.
observation.
What are you talking about? What? Mantra is sensing
shut
everyone
the
on the
fuck up.
island. That's what mantra is. Why'd you put them in different things? What?
It does, you know what I mean? The dodging shit. It doesn't matter why you getting caught up on.
No, Ty, I think Enel is more so with his fruit, because with his fruit,
it doesn't matter if it's with his fruit or not. It still utilizes observation.
They're looking at it differently. They're looking at it differently, guys.
This is not even, honestly, this is not even an interesting conversation, though.
19 minutes. Relax. 19 minutes. We wait for
15 minutes, guys. Come on.
Rakim's false headcanon about what he believes.
False? Kize, you're false.
Wait, Brago, we doing scouting reports after or what?
I want to talk about different things about One Piece. Not what the fuck you gotta say. If I want to hear what you gotta say,
let me move it on. Let me go to the next topic. Let me go to the next topic. Yes, I do. I'm gonna go to the next topic. Let me
You motherfuckers, stop trying to talk over each other.
The problem is Rakim is a mod and no one wants to mute him.
What?
Because
Argue one at a time. You can argue one at a time.
everybody is talking over each other, and Rakim is the ringleader.
All right, wait. Let me ask you guys one at a time here. What do you guys think about Snake Man? Well, who's saying that?
Tom and Draco.
Go ahead. What's good, bro?
The thing is, right, the way I understood it, I kind of agree with Rakim, but then, like, what Rayleigh said, the way I interpreted it was, he was teaching Luffy how to predict intentions and dodging it, right? But then as he was doing it, he realized that Luffy is more in tune with the sensing feelings. But then in the same sentence, he said that if you have that ability, then you will have the other one of, what was it?
Yeah.
Of dodging shit. So, like, that just tells us that it doesn't matter where you start from. You can start from straight knowing how to dodge stuff, or you can start from sensing emotions and taking an extra step and knowing how to dodge stuff.
So you're saying the ultimate observation is seeing the future, based.
There's multiple paths to the same point. I'm saying they all lead to the same point if you train it hard enough.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Why I view that differently, because really he talks about predicting an opponent's movements, and then the next sentence was like, among the most powerful people in the world, there are those who can see a small glimpse of the future, which I'm thinking he's talking about that path in particular. And he goes on to say it's all part of the color of observation. Then he talks about you're more proficient in sensing the feelings of living things.
You have the order wrong.
Bro, this is how I interpret it, bro. This is how I see it.
Wait.
Please move on.
We know how you interpret it.
Let Draco go. Let Draco go. Let Draco finish.
No, why are you? Who are you with the? Who are you with this false authority? Niggas want to talk about this shit. There are 3 niggas that want to talk about this dumb shit.
If Zoro was in the story, this wouldn't happen.
Let's talk about the chapter. We got 20 minutes left. You guys all know that.
Hey, Brago. Hey, Brago. Answer the question.
Chill the fuck out. The mute.
Hold up.
Hey, Brago.
Brago, ask Draco a question. Let Draco answer it, dude. Let Draco answer the question, and then let's move on.
Let him answer all three answer the question. Fuck. We've seen now. Like, it depends on what. Like, there's multiple ways of seeing the future. It looks like, and we've seen that with what Luffy's doing. He's sensing the auras of attack before the attack even goes off. So, like, if he's like, that could be considered him seeing the future, because he realized an attack is coming before it even came off, right? But then
that's his way of looking at it.
He actually sees the future. There's different ways of looking at the future. But then the way you guys are fixated on is how Katakuri is seeing clear-cut images. And I agree. I don't think Luffy will ever have that. He'll have the other one of actually sensing that attack before it even comes. He won't be able to describe that pudding fell. That's why I don't think he'll be able to do that. Like that's something unique to Katakuri, in my opinion.
Wait, Jacob, couldn't you argue if he saw the aura of her falling, he could describe that? Couldn't you argue that?
Trying so hard.
He could maybe sense her
real quick. Let's move on.
So you're saying okay. So from what you guys are saying, I gather that you're saying that seeing the future is the ultimate way, but you're going to be able to see the future in different ways.
In different ways,
yeah. You'll see.
That's fair.
That's what it is.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's unique to what you're in tune with.
That's fair. I agree with that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But none of this is gonna save him. He's still gonna lose at the end of the day.
Wait, do we still think Luffy's gonna lose here?
Yes.
I don't know. This chapter, I don't know, man. It doesn't look that way.
Listen. Luffy is Katakuri's little brother now. It ain't no more of this.
No, you go, Dustin, my bad.
He could be. What if Dragon bang Big Mom?
Well, that's true.
Hey, but check this out, though. To be honest, if both Katakuri and Luffy like reset right now, Luffy is stronger than Katakuri, in my opinion.
Wait, what?
Stop it. Please stop.
What?
Maybe.
No, Katakuri just let Katakuri just let Luffy go Gear 4th. He just let him do it. Because if it's
Can I explain myself here?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dash.
So for hours, Katakuri has been beating the shit out of Luffy already. So like, and then we see that Luffy has landed maybe an eighth of the punches that Katakuri has landed.
Probably
on him.
4 to be exact.
And look at in terms of damage to both of them. Because I've been saying from the beginning that Luffy has the tools to beat Katakuri. It's just having to get around that observation. And now that he has grown to this point and he's actually starting to do some damage to Katakuri, look at it. Look at that. They're at the end of the rope.
But he's still getting his head stumped in.
Let me finish. Damn. Fuck. Now shit.
Go ahead.
Now look, it's at the end of the motherfucking match, right? And like, he's still on the back foot, but Katakuri still has significant damage for it to be a final blow that's coming up. So that means that Luffy's durability is stronger. His DC is stronger. The only thing that was fucking him up was that observation.
I wouldn't say that though. I would say
that's a stretch. That's a stretch. You might as well pull the moon down while you're reaching that far, bro.
I mean, that's pretty factual, bro.
But
it's not a stretch. But how about you close your fucking mouth and don't worry about what I said?
Luffy's hit him 5 times and did as much damage as Katakuri.
It's not as much. Don't get it twisted. It is nowhere near as much. Katakuri's eye is not swole. Don't get it twisted, man.
No, this is gonna come as a surprise to a lot of you guys because I've been preaching this Katakuri beating Luffy thing for the last few months, but I actually think after this chapter, Luffy is actually going to defeat Katakuri. I think what's going to happen is he's going to go Snake Man, and Katakuri's not going to be able to use his observation anymore because he's distracted. And he's going to be like, man, this smell is so fucking bad, man. I can't focus. The smell is so bad. That's because Luffy is covered in brown shit because Oda pulled that bullshit right out of it.
I like the setup, my boy. I like the setup.
This is my thing with it.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you good.
Nah, niggas don't want to talk. With somebody man talk.
That was the politest exchange.
Right, now you go. No, you go.
I actually knew it was going somewhere.
I was going to say, again, with the whole Katakuri losing to Luffy, my thing is, we have not seen anything Luffy does to put him anywhere near Katakuri level. Again, I'm pretty sure because of how the plot goes or how the story goes, Luffy would probably win. I don't like that, just because if it was an even fight, I wouldn't care. But there's been a one-sided onslaught to where Luffy hasn't done shit but gotten 5 clean hits on him. Like, you can say, again, you can say what you want to say to defend it, but at the end of the day, it ain't like it's Dofi or Cracker where Luffy kind of had a chance. This has been literally what you do. I'm your superior. So wherever you do, I will low dip you.
And that's the thing. Oda keeps writing himself into these corners, and he builds up this hype for the story to go a certain way, and then he doesn't know how to get out of it. So he has to dig in that booty hole and pull out something magical to happen. And that's what bugs me about this Snake Man thing. And I've been talking to a lot of people in Joy Boy's server, and they're trying to justify it by saying he hasn't had Haki, he hasn't had a reason to use it. Well, and they're trying to say he's had it before this entire time. I say that's bullshit, because if he had it this entire time, why did he choose to go Bounce Man the first time he went Gear 4 rather than Snake Man, knowing he's not able to hit this?
Dofi can fly. Because Dofi can fly.
It's also a possibility that he might.
Dofi is not Katakuri, nigga. What?
He wasn't talking about the very first time. He was talking about the first time against
Katakuri.
The first time.
The reason if you know that Snake Man is more useful against Katakuri, then and you know that you have that in your arsenal, why do you not use that the first time you decide to go?
It depends if he actually had it.
No. I think they're gonna.
No. He did have it.
Can we at least see it before y'all jump down Snake Man throat?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we're gonna see that next chapter.
Respect on Snake Man.
Yeah, we got to see first at least.
Kevin Durant.
I mean, what is seeing it going to change?
I mean,
seeing it, no matter what it is, it's not going to change the fact that he hasn't shown. There has not been any foreshadowing to this kind of form before.
Well, what if Oda could present certain conditions for him to use it?
Wait, it wouldn't matter if he used it or not.
You guys got to talk one.
Katakuri was going to dodge him.
No, what I'm saying is, like, Oda could present certain conditions for Snake Man to be used. He could.
But he's doing it, brother. The problem is he's doing it retroactively.
Yes. No, I agree.
Writing when you got to explain and justify some bullshit after it actually happens.
Let me try to explain.
I don't know if it's bad. It's just not. It just wasn't foreshadowed. It's just it's.
Kize, let me go after. Kize, let me go after.
All right, I got you. Just with Snake Man, I appreciate that, Rakim. You get a respect point out of me. But
respect point.
That's his first respect point.
Wait, let Kize go.
From what we learned about Snake Man, think about a snake honestly. When you know the dudes that pull them out the jar and they play that music. That's what I think what his observation had to get to first. He had to understand how to really use it in battle and understand the feelings that was going from Katakuri. And now that he's got that, the Snake Man will be properly used. If he used it before, he was going to get smacked. And that was going to be his last.
Understand his
Let me go. Let me go.
Isn't this fairy tale?
Let me interrupt this guy.
There's a
Oh, wait,
bunch of
Rakim wanted to go. Hold on, let Rakim
No,
go.
Rakim, I'll go before you because I'm working right now. So, listen, I don't get you guys. Why don't you guys expect a balloon? He's balloon. He can make different shapes. It's like Oda got this from a kid's fucking toy. Balloon animal, balloon gorilla, balloon crocodile.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly what it is.
It's simple.
That sounds kind of trash to me.
No, it's not that. It's just like to me, like
It's
it's
that
like
simple. Like,
what's my thing?
What do you mean? Is that did Oda tell you that?
Anyways, let me go.
Balloon animal Luffy.
People have been making this theory a long time, bro.
He said that Oda tell you.
You're right. No, let me say this. Let me say this. All right, so you guys remember when Katakuri made that hut, right? He made that hut, and then Luffy caught him off guard, and he was pissed off, right? That's when his observations Haki was off, right? So Luffy thought that was a good opportunity for him to do the most amount of damage he could do. And to me, I feel like Bounce Man is his strongest Gear 4th form. Like it does the most damage. That's why he has like Grizzly Magnum and all those other moves. I feel like that's his strongest like form to do damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once that ended, once that ended, Katakuri's Haki was back on, and he couldn't hit the guy, right? So I feel like Luffy wanted to fight him in base until he was able to keep up with Katakuri's observations, and once he was able to do that, all right, I feel like Luffy brought up the Snake Man because Snake Man to me is like his fastest form, and once your observations is equal, at that point, I feel like what it comes down to is your speed and your reflexes. That's what.
But he didn't. He did what he only hit him what 2 or 3 times in Gear 4.
4 times.
And that assault probably took 3 out of the 20 minutes he was in there. For the rest of the 17 minutes, he was getting mollywopped just like usual.
That's because Katakuri's durability is shit.
He was in it for like 40 minutes.
Katakuri's durability is shit.
Yo, let me ask this real quick. This may bring some cancer up. This may bring some cancer up, bro. But like, I want you to be civilized, bro. But so when I came into the chat, right, people were saying who looked more impressive, Cracker or Katakuri, bro. So I want your thoughts on this.
How could you possibly answer Cracker to that?
I don't know.
The thing, before you even answer that, you got to understand that when Luffy went into the Katakuri fight, he had already had a massive power boost. He had been fighting 11 hours with his Haki blowing.
I know, but
so
also
with his
Katakuri fight. But then, okay, let's think about this. What do you guys think will happen? Like, how long do you think the fight will last if Luffy were to fight Cracker at this point in time, like with like full health, but at this?
But with this,
with this new like,
if we started over, if we started over, is that what you're asking?
Yeah. If we started over, and we put Luffy at this point, at this level, like he's fighting Katakuri, and you put him against Cracker.
Does he have the knowledge of Cracker's food?
Well, how long does Gear 4th last? How long does Gear 4th last?
40 minutes.
No help.
If Gear 4 lasts.
Yeah,
if Gear 4 lasts 40 minutes, then Luffy's fight against Cracker would last 41 minutes.
Like observation Haki doesn't help him break the biscuits or eat the biscuits.
Exactly.
No help and shit.
No, to answer your question, I feel like it'd be in a Dofi situation where he'd need to do it twice. I feel like that.
But he needs help.
He need help. He
need help to get away between. Right?
No, he can still run. But if
but it's the seducing words.
Do y'all have any theories for Snake Man? Have y'all already talked about that?
He's gonna be brown.
Form, like speed form.
He's gonna be brown.
I would say I got a theory. I don't know how plausible it is, but it's just my own head.
I'm dropping the video, so I'm gonna hold my theories now. But go ahead.
I was thinking like maybe.
I was on my way to. I'm holding back.
I was thinking maybe he's like because we've seen in Gear 4 he has full mastery of his elasticity or whatever. Like for instance, Coburn or whatever. So like, what if it brought me back to like right before they went into the mirror world, how Luffy actually grabbed Katakuri and threw him into the mirror world. Like, does that mean that Katakuri is still susceptible to grab stuff? Cause we know we can turn stuff into mochi. but like he still has that central body or whatever. So what if
Didn't he allow himself to
what if
get
his
he's a
entire body?
paramecia.
But what if his entire body, like is like a snake and squeezes the fuck out of this nigga? I don't know.
He turns him out.
Because the main problem with Katakuri is actually catching him, trying to like hit him, but he's dodging. But if you catch him and squeeze him, all that shit out the window.
I like the idea of him being fluid, kind of like Katakuri is, where his body is malleable and he can dodge these attacks by like moving his body similar to Katakuri does. And I like the idea, like going along the snake theme of him being a counter puncher. Like Katakuri will go for a hit and Luffy will be able to dodge it, and then with lightning fast speed he can like Floyd Mayweather, like just sneak that nigga over and over and over.
Well, I don't think Luffy will ever phase attacks because he's rubber.
Like
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Malleable, just like how Katakuri kind of molds his body around Luffy's attacks to dodge them. Luffy might be malleable and like move his rubber body around attacks.
Yeah,
I don't think he can like.
No, that's not gonna happen. He can't do that.
That requires heat though, because the rubber, he heat it up to get it to where it's like a little more valuable or liquid. Like with mochi, like if you ever seen mochi made, mochi can be made any kind of day you want it, and it's still fluid enough to like dissolve. But with rubber, you have to heat it up to a certain point to where it gets to where it's kind of liquidy. If that makes sense.
I mean, Luffy does it anyway.
This is a manga, nigga. This is not real life.
Guys, hold up. Katakuri is a special paramecia. Katakuri is a special paramecia. His body acts like a logia.
I mean, we've seen Katakuri detach.
Luffy can't do what he does. Luffy probably can never do what he does.
Yo, hold on.
Right, you don't see Luffy having to hit the sauna in order to go gear third, nigga. Why does he have to get hot in order to like?
No, I'm saying is he to be malleable, because you're saying like he can be malleable, like liquidy. That's what I'm saying. Not to like just be hot, but just like to get to
liquid. I mean, not really liquid. It's similar to Katakuri. Just think about Katakuri when you go to punch him in his face, like some of his face actually moves out of the way of the punch.
Imagine
I
a
like the
snake
idea of
trying to
Luffy
get
being
around the rock. A snake like deforms his body to get around the rock and stuff like that. I think that's what Todd's saying. Like,
No. So look. If you look at the chapter,
that's a good visualization.
Hold on. If we look at
we had an argument on this.
If we look at the chapter, right, we could see the Haki forming around his eyes. So it's probably gonna be mostly something it's visualized. Like, I feel like his observation is gonna with the visual
he's gonna close his eyes.
I don't think
stuff around his eyes look different than how it normally is.
He's gonna close his eyes.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah, no,
definitely looked it, right?
The Haki pattern is around his eye now.
Well, I mean, it ended up looking the same, but it started off like.
I mean, we haven't seen the rest of his body. It was a close
If he gets
growing out though.
If he gets some lizard form, I am gonna fucking.
This is a question for everyone. What would happen? If a non-Haki punch, punched through Katakuri, and Katakuri didn't use his future vision? What would happen?
Well, I kind of wanted to hear everybody else's theories on Snake Man, because that's a really interesting.
Soul got a good.
I mean, only 2 people talked about their theories. We got a whole bunch of niggas here that might want to talk about.
Hey, Durson, what is Soul thinking? I forgot what he said.
I don't know, Ricky. That's a good question.
Yeah, because he said something cool, bro.
No, because is it a logia, or do you guys think he's just moving his body out of the way of every attack?
If he does, he moves his body out of the way of every attack. So
I don't think that's the case.
Do
you guys?
I think he's a logia, dude.
It wasn't.
Yeah, he acts like a logia. Yeah, he's a special paramecia. You know how Blackbeard is a special logia? He can touch his physical body, but his devil fruit acts like a paramecia, right? Same thing with Katakuri. So then Luffy, no matter what he does, he's not going to reach the level what Katakuri does, where he molds through attacks, and he can't shoot his armor. That's not going to happen.
But the thing is, right, there has to be a boundary. There has to be a limit. If there's not, then it's going to be just a logia. Feel me? There has to be there has to be something that makes it.
I don't think there is a limit. I think that's what a special paramecia is.
Yeah,
you have attributes that nobody else has.
He acts like a logia, but what's the limit? That's what I want to figure out, because he still acts like a fucking. Everything we've seen, we could just say he's a logia. If Oda never said that shit, he would be a logia right now. You feel me?
No, he acts like a logia in the sense that he can move his body in certain kind of ways, but his central body is still there because he is not a logia.
That's not the case.
It's just like upper torso.
If you were to stab like his torso, and he doesn't mold it around the attack, it might be Mochi, but you're still gonna cut him because he's not a Logia. You don't have to put Haki.
Is that
on.
step? So are they using Haki? Are they using Haki to stab him? If they're using Haki, they will hurt him. But if they're not using Haki, they're not gonna hurt him because he's basically a Logia.
That's true.
Yo, shout out to wait, hold on. Shout out to Eric Turlato. He just he drew like Luffy using Culverin on Katakuri, so I have that on stream. So shout out to him.
I think I understand what's going on here, bro. I think the thing is like I think we perceive him as a Logia because of his observation Haki. You feel me? Because Luffy also pointed that out. It's not your fruit or anything like it's your observation Haki. That's like
used in conjunction. It's super powerful.
Basically, correlated with the punches coming towards him, and he basically I guess molds his body in a way which the punches face too when we perceive it to be a Logia.
Yeah, but he doesn't need his observation to do that. He can do that.
Yeah, it's not really phasing through though. I think that's the misconception you're getting. It's not phasing through. He's just molding his body around the actual blow.
How did Katakuri's arm grow back though?
Making contact with that Mochi.
He's a Logia. He's basically a Logia. He's basically a Logia.
Hey, but look. When you talk about how he grow his arm back, if you look in that panel, like right before he shoots that attack, he builds like a whole bunch of like a big glob of Mochi like right there, and then fires it off. What if he built like a whole bunch of Mochi and like there was the Mochi arm? He shot it off, but like he moved his arm out of the way. He shot it off and then he put his arm back.
That's exactly what I see it as. That's exactly how I thought it happened.
But that nigga regenerated, bro.
I don't think
regeneration.
I think he moved his arm to the inside of his body and then shot just the Mochi out.
This dude shot like hockeyed up, like.
Son, that was.
Hell yeah, he was like Android 16 in that movie.
I got a question for y'all.
What my theory for that is, I felt like he's able to control the temperature of the Mochi at will.
Right.
So that's what made him the combustion and just fire up, because it did seem like an explosion at start. It didn't seem like he contracted and punched it out. It felt like I saw an explosion on the chapters. So
but look at the impact after. Look at the impact after as well. Like it was like a rocket.
Exactly. I think the impact actually might have alluded to an explosion, but it might have just been impact. It might just been the force created to what looked like an explosion.
Like so, his variant of Red Hawk, right? That's
no. To me, it felt like he was building up pressure, and he just released that, and it just sent that hand out. That's what it.
Yeah, think of like Android 16 with a rocket punch.
Yeah.
But if Oda didn't nerf the stickiness, would it have stuck to Luffy?
I don't listen, man.
I forgot. That's what it's supposed to do. Oda has been nerfing Katakuri this whole fight. He should have been fucking awakening him, stuck him, and killed him.
Yeah, dude. Where was that explosive Android 16 punch early?
Can y'all answer this question that's been bothering me since this chapter came out? What the hell is Sanji gonna do to save this man?
Oh, he's just gonna blitz.
He's gonna move really fast.
Yeah, he's gonna just get him. Teleport. Yeah, he's gonna move really fast. That's all.
Yeah, that look on his face. He's
gonna blitz, snack, oven.
Wait. Remember, he like moved so fast that Oven was like, "What the fuck?" Before.
Even when he was right in front of Oven's face.
Please answer me.
I got the answer. Look, so Sanji he gonna come to the island. He gonna start banging and say, the Vince Smoke.
Yeah, exactly. The Vince Smoke. The Vince Smoke. They're gonna pull up as well. So
even with the Vince Smokes, though, you guys know the Vince Smokes and Sanji cannot take out.
They gonna need the Vince.
But Toddy, I guarantee you, right? I guarantee you, the Vince Smoke. They're gonna be a lot more impressive next time we see them. A lot more.
Why? If they're getting half-handled at the wedding, why are they going to be able to take on Snack now?
No, because they're going to
time skip.
do a fusion.
Yeah, no.
12-hour time skip.
No, but
too wide.
Time skip, bro.
No, but Brago, I think definitely we're going to see now the clones and stuff like that, because we're waiting all so long for those clones. They come for sure.
But I'm sure Oda is gonna showcase the Vince Smoke. He's gonna showcase Ichiji, Reiju, all of them. Fuck the clones. I want to see what they can really do, bro. Like,
Judge
The
gonna be
clones will
top
fight
5
the
after
chest
this arc
soldiers,
watch.
maybe.
Yeah,
We still got all of Mama's soldiers.
Yeah, we about to like.
No, but Daddy, they still need.
They already beat 10,000 fodder people.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to see those Virgo looking motherfuckers. We just need to see what like
Mom look like Brulee now, bro.
Brulee.
Like,
Brulee.
Big Mom look like Brulee now, bro.
Oh yeah. Big Mom does look a lot like Brulee at this point. She does.
Wait, can we get some confirmation from this chapter? Speaking of Mama G, can we get some confirmation that she is in fact nerfed? I've been trying to tell y'all niggas for months that she's nerfed.
Bro, I've been saying that. I've been saying that for the
Can
longest.
we admit it?
I mean, I don't see how you can say she's nerfed.
Her metabolism is off.
No, she's strong. I don't see how you can say it either, but niggas been saying it.
How do you lose 3 tons and become weaker?
The best way to describe her being nerfed is that it's like her overall maximum potential has been dropped, but we still don't know what her max ever was.
Exactly. Her maximum potential drop is a nerf still because she's not
Exactly.
even max to fulfill her attack.
Why don't you go on a 6-day go crack binge and let me know if you still have the same strength and are talking about your maximum potential?
It's like all the same thing.
You're still weak.
What's
good?
Yo.
Because you don't know
Bag of
her
body,
real
man.
power.
Yo.
Scape, what's up, Scape?
Hi, Scape.
Is that Scape? Is that the coward himself?
Oh god.
Yo, again? You gonna get buddy again, Toddy? Let's see your Scape going.
Y'all can't beat me this time. Wait, y'all can't beat me this time.
Scape, I got 200 on you, man. Come on.
Scape, you gotta do it all.
Yo, chat, like the stream, chat. I appreciate you guys coming.
Yo,
through.
shout out Brago. Thank you for the.
Shout out Zoro.
Yeah, I'm about to have a stream in Hangouts. If you guys want to join the Hangouts, just message me. I'll send you guys a link. So I'll catch you guys.
Shout out to my dad, my mom.
But nah, people.
Shout out to Cake Nation.
In the chat, if you guys want to join like these streams, join the Discord. Niggas here all the time talking One Piece. So
Hey,
just
make
join
sure
the
you
Discord.
have good hockey, bro.
You gotta have that Discord hockey, as mentioned by Todd.
You gotta have the hockey, and you gotta not be able to get muted
Otherwise,
by
stay back in the
bots.
new.
If you don't like Zoro, don't come in here.
Hey, that's a fact. If you don't like Zoro, you gotta go.
If you're a Sanji fan, stay out.
We need some Sanji representation, yo. We need Sanji representation here, okay? All the niggas.
You can be a Sanji fan.
I just heard y'all hyping Sanji in the Abyss, folks.
You can be a fan of Sanji, but you can respect
Sanji was crying so hard in the rain he couldn't light his cigarette.
Yo, just wait till Sanji saves Luffy.
But Sanji about to save Luffy though.
Sanji stole a Yonko with a king.
Sanji about to go there, get beat up, and then get saved by Luffy.
You know what I'm saying?
Big Mom about to die for being good, bro.
Nobody saving Luffy. That nigga Luffy came to save this nigga.
Huh?
Hey, CZK asked me when you gonna have a Fighter Z tournament.
A fighters tournament? I don't know. Probably when I get better. Probably when I get.
Hey, man, but hey, how come you ain't answer my challenge on Twitter, man?
What was the challenge?
I said I challenge you to a match in Fighter Z.
I don't know. Brago said after the time skip.
Wait, are the ring matches working? Because I heard that they weren't working.
They did maintenance on it.
They're working better now, Brago. They're working better now. They're not great, but they're working.
Yeah, it's a solid
maintenance
excuse,
on it.
Yo, is the game worth it, bro? Like, I don't know if I should buy it or not, bro.
I mean, the game is amazing. I say that. The game is amazing.
It's just playing.
It's the online connection, I guess. That's the problem.
Bro, I've seen some combos from that shit. I'm like, yo, these niggas must have been playing this shit since it came out, like every day.
Facts.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
That shit look like
even get to play.
If I play that shit,
I'm so
I'm
scared. I barely get to play, man.
Yeah, I played a bit, but I don't get to play enough to like to these niggas where they like having crazy combos. I'm like, yo, how these niggas doing this shit? It's ridiculous.
They quit their job, man. That's
hey,
right.
YouTube videos, Brago. YouTube videos, huh?
I mean, but some of these dudes that is their job, so they're just at home all day, just
That's true.
fucking playing ranked and shit. But I
Hey,
get
go
a
to
tournament popping.
YouTube and look up pro gamers' hands, and look at how fast their hands be gliding across them controllers.
Man, they got a video on that shit? Like, I don't know, they had a video on Pro Gamers' hands?
They got like gamepads and stuff. They don't even use controllers.
Call it like 8 p.m.
Yeah,
They got videos on everything.
This nigga don't say pause for
You
hands.
just watch a nigga's hands. Huh?
Hey, that's wait.
You say why you watching videos for hands?
Don't some people like hands though? It's not like some.
Yeah.
That's a fetish.
There's one in particular who just hosted this stream right
Yep.
Oh, is that true?
Yep.
That's kind of
That's weird.
crazy though.
This
Nigga
nigga
gonna say
Brago.
pause with the fucking hand.
Gotta look at the hands, bro.
What, somebody got a hand fetish or something?
I don't know.
Like that's so
Nah.
weird.
No, I like a woman should have like nice hands.
I like
It
feet.
ain't feet. It ain't right.
Wait. You guys don't think a woman having bad hands is a turnoff?
No,
Let's use that thing. Bad feet are
First of all,
not like.
Look.
First
Have
of
y'all
all,
ever seen Megan Fox's little thumb, her little midget thumb?
Oh, you're a midget thumb.
Come on, man.
I mean, the thing is, I'm not fucking the feet or the hands. I'm fucking her.
I
That's
mean,
the
yeah.
Look, hold on. But
I ain't saying
imagine
all
this.
that.
Imagine you holding hands with her, nigga, and her hand is
Bigger than yours.
And,
Like, hold
okay,
up.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is.
She put her hand on your face, and that shit covers your
Look,
whole
chill
face.
out. I knew you was gonna say that. Chill out. Watch out.
Hey, no, like you have
You guys are sick in the head.
like you have a tendency when you start crying and she wipe the tear away from your eye, and that big ass finger go in your eye socket, nigga.
Oh no.
Hey,
Please, what the fuck?
She put her.
Oh,
She
man.
put her hand on your face. That shit just covers your whole face. Like,
And, her,
get the fuck out my face.
and she got long ass dirty nails and shit. Nah, man.
No, when
Brago, when you say it like that, that's nasty.
That's what I'm saying. Like hands are important, man.
Trim your nails.
No.
guys.
Okay, no, but she got like her nails long and they're painted, but underneath the nails are like dirty as fuck.
Yeah,
Cause you can't
she
see.
boxed.
That's like nah.
Wait,
Man.
hold on, nigga. How did you
having
find
hard
that?
time painting.
What up?
Is the nail painted?
You have to, I don't know.
Dirt under it.
How you say? How do you see it?
No, how do you find out there's dirt under it if it's painted?
Because you can look.
Like some acrylic.
So you can see
No,
dirt,
if you look on the other side of her hand, like you can see like the dirt on her.
Oh, you talking about inspecting a bitch?
Yeah, man.
Like, wait, let me see your hands.
Yeah, like let me see your
You got the right
hands.
idea, bro.
Let me see your hands.
Check everything.
Oh shit!
Yo, is that Toddy T?
That nigga Brago check it like. Let me get you
I
turn it
check
over.
my own fingernails, Blade. Come on now.
Wait, hold up. Hold up. This nigga Toddy.
How do I get this shit off?
Brago.
There's a button that has like a camera like silhouette on it or some shit.
Alright, y'all don't deserve that
This
face.
nigga
Y'all
Toddy.
ain't earned that face yet.
This nigga Toddy had his face on straight.
Bro, I've never used Google Hangouts. This is my first time. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Wait, it's Toddy.
Thank God I wasn't jacking
Bro,
off.
you had
nigga.
400 people watching that shit too. Crazy.
Yeah, shout out to the chat.
Well, they can see it. Now everybody won't think I'm white anymore. They know the deal.
Yeah, a bunch of people saying you were white in the comments of the last stream.
I'm half black, half white, but I definitely got my voice from the white side. There ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, white's awesome, dude.
Says Kenya. Says Kenya.
Yo, contrary to popular belief, I actually am white.
Wait, I mean,
wait,
people thought you were black?
Yeah, dude, my name's Kenya.
Yeah, I don't think that was the popular belief, bro.
Is it?
Nah, this whole time I thought you were John Wall. My bad.
John Wall.
Dude, I actually kind of do look like John Wall, but I'm like white though.
How does that work? How does
I
a white?
You know, I ball so hard, Brago.
I feel you.
Ball so hard.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Hard University.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. I was over here talking junk on Toddy and y'all couldn't even hear me. Dang.
Yeah.
You all. Well, that makes sense because y'all always want to do it behind my back.
You're the one who
Nah,
dropped
fam. Come on, Toddy. You know how we go.
I don't know, bro. After the other day, I don't know how y'all go. Y'all go the mutant route.
that day.
Yeah, so there was like a bunch of mutant shit going on, like.
Yeah, it was a bunch of Discord drama the other day.
Nah, escape.
And we had like 70. We had like 70 niggas in the VC, and I was doing my normal killing, you know. When fuckboys wanted diss or whatever for no reason, I'm doing my killing. But when the insults got too harsh, he had to hit me with the mute button.
Escape was Katakuri. He had hope.
So Escape was Katakuri? He had help.
He had hope. But yeah, back to what I was saying earlier, man. I feel like Luffy at this point would beat Katakuri if they had like a rematch, like if they both started at 100%. I really think Luffy would beat that dude.
Is Luffy still the main character in that scenario?
Yes. I mean, main character or not, like with what we've seen, I'm pretty sure Luffy would beat that man.
It depends on what Snake Man is.
I'm not
honestly.
the biggest fan of. I mean, even like even though we haven't seen Snake Man yet, from what I've seen from this
Without
fight,
Snake Man? Without I don't know.
What?
Because Luffy has been dodging a lot of bullets.
he's been dodging a lot of bullets, but he been Damn, can he talk? He been getting caught by a lot of stuff. Luffy has been getting the crap beat out of him this entire time, right?
Luffy kept eating cupcakes.
That's correct.
I don't think he needs
But
nicknames.
look, so here's the thing though. Luffy has been fighting Katakuri back, but he ain't been really doing nothing that effective. Like he been on the back foot the entire time. But still, yet it's to this point where the fight is about to end, and Katakuri is, I ain't gonna say just as damaged as Luffy, but he's damaged to the point where there can be a final blow.
But Sauce, make that make that make sense for me. Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
Gear Force damaged him as well. That's not.
Yeah, but from what we've seen, he's only hit him like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, and he only was able to hit him in Gear 4 when Katakuri didn't have his composure.
Because of the merienda, yeah.
Composure, Gear 4 was just useless.
But do you get what I'm saying? Though?
So you're saying through the use of plot, so the use of plot in the merienda, right? Luffy now would be able to. So through the merienda.
Yeah, Luffy now.
I mean, but you have to look at like.
No way.
But we have to look at how Luffy found out about Katakuri's power anyway. Like that's a huge factor.
But what I'm saying is
now I agree. Now I agree. Luffy would win. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, like straight up.
But even after Luffy kind of learned this like observation Haki stuff, Katakuri still kind of messing him up.
Yeah, Katakuri.
Yeah, but
like,
apparently the fatal blows aren't working with Luffy.
Throwing cupcakes.
Yeah, fatal blows.
The fatal blows.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is the fact that Luffy's durability is way higher than Katakuri's from what we've seen. Right?
Wait, why? What have you seen to be able to say that?
He been getting beat the fuck up for hours, and they still fighting.
He's not in the same level of physical shape though as Luffy. Luffy is still way more hurt. In fact, right before Snake Man, Luffy was laying on the ground.
Yes, that's true. But what I'm saying is that Katakuri is hurt as fuck too.
Yeah, but you haven't seen enough to say that his durability is weaker because the man has not touched the ground yet. His back has not touched the ground. He has not been huffing and puffing. He is not.
I would say Luffy's endurance is better. I don't know about
he has been huffing. He has been huffing.
How about your point?
Not like Luffy.
We know that the fight is coming to a close, right? 8 hours of Luffy getting his ass beat compared to like I don't know how much minutes the last final blows will be to knock down Katakuri. That would be enough to like say the durability difference there because this guy was able to like
durability or endurance. Endurance.
It's like
Endurance. I think Katakuri has been shown to be durable.
Yeah.
Luffy.
But check this out. It's like if you're playing a fighting game, right? And there's a good player with like a lot of skill fighting with a weaker character than somebody with not a lot of skill, but fighting with a good ass character, right? Mm-hmm. The only reason that person with the weaker character is surviving is because of his skill. But if that player that's playing the strong character gets better, gets more skills, eventually it's gonna be inevitable that he wins.
Yeah, we agree on that.
I would get that, and I would understand if Katakuri would actually lose from this Snake Man form. 100%, his durability is just not on Luffy's level. But my thing is, until Katakuri's at the same level of physical damage as Luffy is, we cannot say what his durability is. He's not even close to where Luffy is.
But the thing is, it's hard. It's really hard to judge this fight, though. Like it's super hard to judge this fight.
But we do know one is a rubber man and one is not. We understand when Luffy takes damage, that stuff's not gonna hurt him as much.
But Katakuri's been using Haki though. He's using Haki the whole time.
Like you want to give Katakuri the benefit of the doubt just for when it happens to see that he wasn't as durable. It's like we could clearly see all the blows Luffy took. Just look at the flow of the fight.
Yeah, I agree.
It was crazy.
One person been taking a lot of blows. The other person had like you could just tell the way that it is. Where like durability is not trash.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is we cannot judge his durability yet.
No.
Like,
listen,
we can assume that his durability isn't on Luffy's level, and I would agree that it's probably not on Luffy's level. But I can't say his durability is trash until this man's back.
Nobody's saying it's trash.
Yeah,
We're just
it's
saying
not trash. It's not up to par.
But Luffy's durability is like insane. Like
it's plot tier.
Pretty much, it's plot tier. Like there's no one.
I don't even agree with that. Like it has nothing to do with Luffy being the main character.
Yes, it does. What do you mean?
Everything. Hold on. That's something that y'all use. That's something that y'all use to just take credit from Luffy whenever y'all.
Why do you think someone? Okay. We gotta dispel this, right? We gotta dispel this. No, hold on. When we're judging the narrative, There's nobody here that hates Luffy. Like, I'm just saying this to take. Nobody gives a fuck.
I'm the same way.
Who does
just
that?
The fact that you even went out your way, just the fact that Brago even went out his way to try to defend himself about that statement shows he be hating on Luffy. So don't even come.
Ty, that literally makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Don't try to finesse your way out of your.
Ty, that makes no sense. Like, you're making no sense. What are you saying?
For your fanboy sins, if you pray, Brago. If you pray the Lord Ty.
I mean, I watch One Piece to see Luffy lose, and that happens all the time. So.
I hate that argument. I hate the argument when you criticize the story, you're hating on Luffy because Luffy's the center of the story. No, that makes no sense. That's a terrible argument. I'm tired of people using it.
I said the plot arm. No,
because you have nothing to back that up. You're just throwing out like
hating on Luffy and people pointing
how am I hating on Luffy?
Because look, I didn't even take the conversation. I didn't say you have hate for Luffy.
You just said we're hating on Luffy. Okay, so tell me the difference between hating on Luffy and having hate for Luffy. Explain that for me.
I said I don't want to hear the plot armor thing because it's something that I use whenever I want to hate on Luffy. That's
so how are we hating on Luffy?
No, we're not hating on Luffy. We're just criticizing the story.
I didn't say, but look, I didn't say that. I wasn't even talking to Brago. I didn't say Brago, you hate Luffy. I didn't say like
you said y'all.
Like you taking it the way that I was not talking to you though. Like how if it's like mad people.
Me and Brago were the only ones talking about it, so it had to be us.
No, Brago has a guilty conscience. Like put it like this, like if you, you know what I mean? Like you want to. It's like I don't like stuff that's not the truth. You're taking this conversation to like.
But it is the truth, Ty, because you can compare his durability to Doflamingo. He did not have an 11-hour fight with Doflamingo. Yet after he went out of Gear 4 the first time, this nigga had to be carried away by fodder citizens. So but now all of a sudden he's able to last 11 hours against one of the strongest people in the world.
It wasn't in Gear 4.
If you go pre-time skip and you look at what Luffy did. This guy, when he got poisoned by Magellan, he had to like withstand going through like his body being rebuilt and repaired for 12 hours straight. But I think it was more than that. So Luffy's definitely had this insane durability.
He's always had.
He didn't have this durability against Akainu. He didn't have this kind of durability against Doflamingo.
What do you mean?
Yes, he has. In pre-time skip, when we saw Marineford, he took a punch by Sengoku. He took it.
3 kicks.
Well, he also used Fusen, so that kind of negates it. But one punch from Akainu was able to put that nigga on life support.
Cause that's Akainu, fam.
And that was after all the impel
this is Katakuri.
Stuff too.
3
but
kicks
Luffy taking punch.
Man, come on, Katakuri, don't.
All right, guys. Let me ask you guys this.
That we would get in a conversation that y'all don't want to have.
So
the right word to use
I'm trying to say about
is not durability, it's endurance. What Brago said.
Yeah, it's endurance, right? So I'm saying like
durability is what Big Mom did when she got stabbed by a sword in the sword.
And she tanked it.
She was even pierced.
Yeah.
You're right.
So with Luffy, right, and any other character, it's been being mentioned that Luffy's taking several fatal blows. Fatal blows. Yep. If we know the meaning of fatal, like he should be done, and he's still
Isn't that just
going.
being dramatic though?
Brago,
you think it's being dramatic?
Fatal blows?
No, but he's always taking fatal blows.
He's taking a few like really strong attacks. But
He always has taken fatal.
And that's my main rant.
What's the fatal blows he's taken before?
Like,
other than Magellan, well, Magellan did put him out of commission. Other than that, what were the fatal blows Luffy's taken?
Yeah, he's never taken a fatal blow and then went on to fight for 5 or 6 hours. Never before.
Akainu, like
Crocodile. He got saved.
He
got saved by Robin.
I don't think that Luffy ever took an attack like the spear.
The spear attack? Other than Akainu?
Akainu? Have you not seen his chest?
At the point the Akainu attack
up right after.
But his double fruit.
No. What I'm saying, like, right, pre-time skip, they weren't using Haki, so that applies there. But here they're using Haki.
Yeah, like Rob Lucci's Raikugan thing, that would have killed them if it wasn't for his devil fruit.
No.
I don't know about that.
I mean, that would
pretty much.
That had nothing to do with them. That messed up your inside.
Yeah, that went through him.
That's kind of a fatal blow.
Yeah.
But the fight ended right after that too. He didn't fight on after.
Wasn't the one that explained that? Yeah. Was the one that said they were fatal blows? So maybe like to her,
that's what I'm saying.
Opponent.
No, come on, man. If Oda is, these kids have seen combat. These kids have been to war. If Oda is going to have a character say that he's taken multiple fatal wounds, then he's taken multiple fatal wounds. And you guys, we're talking about instances where he took one fatal wound in the past. We have confirmation that he's taken multiple this fight, including a stab to his abdomen that looks like it should have taken him out.
But what I'm arguing, is no other fatal blow is at the level of what the spear did. Like that spear attack that hit Luffy, no other fatal blow was that fatal.
Exactly, that was the peak, and it's crazy.
Well, that fatal or not, a fatal blow is still a fatal blow.
He's not taking that multiple times. He only took it once.
That attack looks so bad.
He only took that fatal blow once, but Flambe confirmed that he's taken multiple fatal blows up into this point.
Right? But like, imagine you put Katakuri against some other dude that's not as durable or as
not
much
made of rubber.
as Luffy.
Endurance. You mean endurance?
The reason why I think, the only reason why I think this makes sense, right? Because of who Luffy has to face at the end of the story in Blackbeard, and more than likely Blackbeard is going to nullify, what's his name, his fruit. So Luffy's gonna have to have like all these other things to compete, because Blackbeard should have like 3 devil fruits at the end of this. That's what I think.
I
feel like
even against whenever he used Snake Man, like he's gonna use
even against
he shouldn't even be able to use Snake Man. Oh, it bothers me.
Ty, what are you saying?
But it's not plot armor. What I see, like to me, the reason why Luffy's still up and stuff like that is that he just has that type of determination that he keeps getting up with Katakuri. He doesn't really have to have that type of determination, because like his days of being an underdog when he was a little kid is over. He pretty much rose to the top of the
I agree that Luffy, for Luffy it's will, right? And it's hard to quantify that in One Piece. So it's like it goes with the story, I suppose.
That's very shonen.
This is not the same. This is not the same series, but like I wouldn't say it was a plot armor thing, because like if you go to Naruto, like when Rock Lee fought Gaara, Rock Lee should have been out, but Rock Lee, he was that determined. Where even though he lost the fight, that was still a mad good fight, and he was.
But he wasn't fighting for 11 hours.
No. But still, regardless, has nothing to do with it. Like, but Rock Lee was still he was like an inch away from beating Gaara. You know what I mean? But it's like he had all that willpower, all that determination. Matter of fact, when the fight was over, Rock Lee still rose up. You know what I mean? So it's like some certain characters or certain villains, they're gonna have that.
Wait, Sauce, I hear a lot of background from you, bro. Mute your mic real quick,
I feel like
Sauce.
a lot of times we try to find explanations for things that really don't have an explanation. I feel like the real reason that Luffy's able to fight this long is because Oda accidentally said he was going to fight for 11 hours, and so he had to make him fight for 11 hours. Because this fight is so over the top and it's so inconsistent, and so many people are feeling a bad sort of way about this because it doesn't make any sense. It's not sitting well.
Listen, we got Ace and Jinbei who fought for how many hours? Then we got
5 days.
They fought for days.
They fought for days.
Yeah, but they were probably fighting equally. They weren't one person wasn't getting his ass mollywopped for 5 hours straight.
That is true.
That's true. They were about to kill each other pretty much. It was.
I mean, but the thing is, Luffy operates on a different set of rules. It's just like the same things don't apply. So
Luffy's endurance is just better. That's it. His endurance is crazy.
Endurance has been set up since the beginning.
We can't say his endurance matches Ace.
His position in the credits are better because he's at the top of that motherfucker.
We don't know if he can match Ace in 5 days.
Luffy's stronger than Ace.
Wait, Ty, yeah, I agree. The Pell thing was. Do you think the Pell thing was BS?
No. I was gonna say that Pell's not a main character, but I guess for whatever reason, I guess he really wanted to live for Princess Vivi or whatever.
Oh no, that doesn't work that way.
No, but I'm just well with people. Like depending on their willpower.
Now that was fine.
That doesn't work that way, bro.
That was fine.
Live that badly, you know what I mean?
I don't know if it works that way. So we're saying that Ace died because he didn't have the will to live. That's what happened here?
Is that all it takes?
Yeah, he didn't want to
Ace died because he was lame.
Wait.
Stop. He was the most honorable nigga.
Stop. We're not about to.
Yeah, but with Ace is different.
Katakuri is way more honorable.
It's like he blocked all his defenses to save Luffy, so it's like he took a direct blow. You know
yeah.
Like to where even he said like, yo, it's no need. Like he knew. He was like, yo, there's no need for a doctor. Like I'm finished. You know what I mean? So that's a different situation. But like if he didn't have to like just risk his life for Luffy. You know what I mean? Like he probably could have stayed alive under different circumstances.
Nah,
I'm glad he died.
Wait, he died. No, he died because there's no way to justify Luffy being stronger than Ace. But go ahead.
This person, this other person did it too. Like Mr. I think it's Mr. 2. Like his fight with Sanji, he had a lot of willpower in that fight. Like he didn't want to go down. He kept getting back up. And then he somehow got away from Magellan. So it's like, you know, like just certain characters, like they just got that willpower.
I mean, Sanji whooped Mr. 2's ass though. Sanji whooped Mr. 2's ass after the Nami thing.
Manga written for 12-year-olds.
Everything willpower.
Everything is will. Yeah, it's hard to quantify.
The fight that he had with Sanji, right? He should have been lost that fight. Like if you actually.
Well, Mr. 2 was only in the fight because he was using the Nami thing.
No. I know, but I mean, I like still. Like,
Sanji was like
the Ben lost that fight, but then they still had a back and forth and stuff like that. It's like his willpower or his stubbornness, whatever it was, made him like fight way harder. And it's like he fought Sanji harder than he ever fought before, and then he lost eventually. But it's like he had that willpower to stand to the fight. Because remember, after a while, when Sanji found the way to hit him, the fight still went on for a bit.
It was a bit. It was like what two chapters maybe.
Yeah. No. So like the fight it's not as long as it's Luffy versus Katakuri fight, but I mean that like his willpower kept a minute when he should have been knocked out a long time ago.
I mean, it's hard to quantify the real thing. It's hard. It's no way to quantify it, honestly.
I'm not saying
you can quantify it by time.
I'm not saying it's like
I don't know because Luffy. It's like if Luffy has the will to do something, he's gonna do it. That's just how One Piece
Luffy
works.
has had the will to beat people before, and he just did not have the power to stand up like this before. This is not the first time Luffy's been overwhelmed by an opponent.
Well, the thing is,
the first time
Luffy
where he's fighting for 11 hours.
Before it's like Luffy didn't have the tools, right? Like versus like Kizaru and those guys, he didn't have the tools to be able to even hit those guys. Like, so Oda, at this point, Luffy has the tools to be able to do it. So now he has the tools plus the will. He can do anything at this point.
He didn't have the tools to hit this guy either.
I mean,
he didn't hit him.
Observation Haki.
Yeah, he does. He has
because like the tools. Because
exactly, we're talking about 11 hours. I think 12 hours now into
right.
the fight.
But remember, Rayleigh
for all this time he did not have the tools to hit him.
But the flashback with Rayleigh kind of showed that Rayleigh was kind of implementing those tools back then. Luffy just didn't master it, but throughout this fight, he's kind of sharpening those tools, and now he's
like
using
all the
them.
information was. Like
exactly, he's literally just taking the knowledge he had before and applying it now. That's all he's doing.
Really gave him the tutorial on how to do it.
Luffy finally mastered the tutorial. Now he can do combos. So I mean, it's hard.
Just look at this fight as Luffy getting new feats for how long he can last.
But I mean, it's like. Okay. There's something now with like Luffy versus Katakuri, right?
I've accepted the fact that this is a new feat, but like
I agree. I've accepted that too.
I got the same problem as Toddy. Like I don't think it's plausible. Like because Dressrosa was only like how many weeks away from this? It wasn't that long.
It wasn't that long. No.
But here's the thing: like when we seen him with Doflamingo at the end of the battle, we seen like. The higher tier of what Luffy could do at that point. And it's like, so you mean to tell me that this nigga just jumped in durability? Between
exactly, that's my point.
And then
I agree with you 100%.
I don't know, because Luffy's been going like crazy the whole like story.
Luffy's always
like
been.
When we think about like the voyage,
he's been going crazy this fight as well, Brago.
Hold on. First of all, Luffy went in the Coliseum. He was fighting the Coliseum.
All of them. Come on, bro. Nobody was on Luffy's level. Nobody there was on Luffy's level. He one shot, bro. He one shot everybody.
Other than
Chin Zhao,
even if you combined every single fight on Dressrosa,
other than Chin Zhao, nobody's on Luffy's level. Nobody.
No, what about the spring guy? What about the spring
Bellamy? Bro. Listen, this fight versus Katakuri proves Bellamy did nothing to Luffy.
No, but
absolutely nothing.
Bellamy, listen.
Rakeem, listen.
He took hits on Bellamy.
But bro, this fight shows that they did nothing to Luffy. That did nothing.
Brago.
I don't get why y'all say that.
But listen, remember when he didn't attack Sanji?
Sanji
beat the shit out of him? Remember that?
And then he fought an enraged army.
To me, this is no different than when he fought Rob Lucci. Like I don't.
He's like on another level.
It's just that y'all are more impressed with Katakuri because of his rank and position.
No, the thing you guys are taking out, the people.
I agree with you, fam. It is just like with Rob Lucci because
Wait. After no. Rob Lucci fight. The fight became a lot closer than Katakuri and Luffy.
Yeah,
but the fight was a lot closer after Gear Second.
No.
Yeah, but look, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying it's comparable because between Rob Lucci and Luffy's first fight and the last fight, Luffy got this amazing jump in power, which I also complained about, which is the same situation here.
Gear Second.
We know that Luffy grows. We know he grows after every arc, but it's just that between what we seen on Dressrosa and what we see now is such a big gap that it's almost unbelievable.
The difference is with that one, he actually lost the first fight. He had a break, and he also got a reason to get the power up. He got gears in between
Luffy did have a break.
So when he came back, he was able to overwhelm him and compete on an even level.
Had a
The
break
key,
this fight.
the key thing people are missing with this Katakuri thing is there is no break. He's
There
been
is.
getting his ass whooped from nonstop from minute 1 to hour 12.
There were two breaks in this fight.
Didn't call for observation or none of this Snake Man to be needed. Doflamingo already told Luffy that you need speed and power to be able to freaking match with me now. And that's what Bound Man was for.
No. He said.
Snake Man. He didn't
He
need this
said you don't.
extra
You're
shit.
talking about Gear Force, but Luffy was fighting Doflamingo in base form, Cracker in base form, and he couldn't do a single thing. Thing.
That's not what the argument is, though, Scape. They're talking
Luffy
about
versus Brago was
Listen, Draco. Listen, let me finish. He's fighting base form Katakuri now. Like it's nothing. Like he's literally going in, taking hits like it's nothing. Though. That's the thing.
I have a question.
I don't think he's taking it like it's nothing.
People are calling it BS because at Dressrosa he wasn't able to do this stuff that he's doing now. But I don't think at Dressrosa he was tested to this level for him to prove the peak of his endurance. I don't think in Dressrosa there was a point.
No, dude, that's not true. After the fight with Doflamingo, he was done.
He was out. Was he out for how many days was he out for? How long was he out after fighting Dofi?
He was out
3 days. 3 days.
Where Sabo was like, you need to get the fuck out of here, man.
But listen,
that wasn't even close to 11 hours. The thing is, he probably fought at his full potential for probably 30 minutes.
But then again, we don't know how much Luffy grows. Luffy grows a lot after these fights, though. He grows.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He gets stronger every arc.
Yeah, he gets stronger every arc. He gets a lot stronger.
Hey, we know that.
What I was saying is that
this base never would have happened.
If the fight ended like 5 hours ago, it would have still took a long ass snap. Like, but then
yes,
yeah.
Wait,
he still has reasons. Like I agree with what Ty was saying. He has reasons to stay up. Like well, like what happened with Dofi. The fight did not last as long, so we weren't able to see how long his will would have made him last. You know,
you gotta understand the context. You gotta understand the context of the Dofi fight.
There is a lot on the line.
Wait, Kise was going to say something next.
Yeah,
I know Skate was saying like in base, and now in base he's fighting Katakuri for this moment. Well, I feel like the only reason he's able to be capable of doing that is because he has observation now that can actually do something. But like I said, this Katakuri fight, he needed something different than Bounceman and all this. I don't want to call it a gap. It was just that this fight needed something different. And we read One Piece. This is a matchup thing.
I would say this. This fight was a bit more technical than Dofi. Where it's like with Dofi, he just needed strength. He needed strength and speed. You know.
And also another thing. Snake Man is not stronger than Bounceman. They're all Gear 4. It's the same shit.
It's a situation. It's a situation. It's situational.
Yeah, it is true. They're all Gear 4.
They're all on that same level.
Example. Hold on.
We haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
This is why that's not true. Hold on, because when he fought Doflamingo and he punched him and sent them flying all through Dressrosa, whatever he did, that wouldn't have been possible in Tankman. So like you can't.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. You don't get what I'm saying.
He's just saying it's He's just saying
Ty, not physical strength as far as overall strength. It's like it depends on the situation.
But that's not that. No, but that's not the same. All right, look. Say you got 100 points for attack, 100 points for the 100 points for speed. If you put the 100 points in speed, like it's not what I'm trying to say. Is that like at the end of the day, when you put it out to where you put it at, it's not guaranteed to be just as effective just because the same amount of points was used. So like say like if this is 2K, right? You have 500 points, and let's say I put my points into areas that's not really critical. Like I put it into stuff like I put it into stamina, I put it into speed, but like I forget to put it into stealing on and shooting on it. You know what I mean? Like something critical enough to be effective. So like all of the gears are not is like I think Bounce Man is one of the best overall ones because that's two of the main things. That's speed and power right there.
Right.
And then you got Tank Man, which is the counter.
Yeah,
exactly.
The counter one, which is
it really depends on your opponent. It's a matchup.
Yeah, exactly. No. But Bound Man is just way more effective than the counter somebody thing. So like they're all not like.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say based on not seeing gear. Snake Man
is good for
I think about stuff a lot, and
which one's more effective, Snake Man or Bounce?
We haven't seen. Yo, we haven't even seen Snake Man.
We haven't even seen the actual version of Tank.
No, Snake Man is used for a fight where you have an opponent that is hard to hit. That's what Katakuri is. You can't hit this guy. And Snake Man is the right form.
You guys don't even know if it's.
We don't know what it is yet.
No, listen, we're theorizing that
it can
he's
literally
pulling
be
it out.
speed based or it could be observation based. You don't even know like
it's
No, it's not
observation
observation
based.
based. It's speed based. It would be
It could be
observation
speed
No,
based.
wait. Why would he wait? It has to be speed based because he didn't know observation like that before. Like at this level.
Yeah, but he could just.
So,
come
so someone put this comment. Someone put this comment, right? Wait, guys, let me say this. Someone put this comment that could it be like with what's his name, Obito, when he was younger, or Kakashi rather, he couldn't use Chidori because he didn't have the Sharingan. So it's like where it's certain conditions that has to be met to like.
I mean that's plausible. Actually, I like that.
That's possible, but I think he's literally just combining his newly based observation with a speed form to give him the edge against Katakuri.
Because we guys, we've seen this before where Oda has introduced something where it's like you can't control the speed of something. Remember Kuro? Where Kuro had his form where it's like he good
Black Cat Kuro.
He was going really fast, but he couldn't control what he was hitting, right? And maybe Luffy and Snake Man is that way where it's like because his observation was on that level, it's like he can't blitz around as fast. Now maybe he has the level of observation where he can do that. That could be.
That's how I see it.
Right.
He didn't know. Luffy didn't use it against Dofi because Luffy had a time limit thing, like because he had to end the fight before the birds.
And then Dofi told him how to beat him.
Collapse.
Yeah, he told him.
Right? So he needed to end the fight fast. So what mode does he have? He has the bounce man where he can deal massive damage.
And he needs to fly too.
And he needs to fly.
He didn't end it fast though.
Yeah, but I know he didn't end it fast, right? But that's why he pulled out Tank Man, right? And then when we go to Cracker, right?
The flying was
he pulled out Tank Man because he was getting attacked, right? Do you think Luffy would have pulled out Tank Man in Dressrosa? No, he wouldn't.
No,
it wasn't fast.
Yeah.
So
what I'm saying is, right, it's all based on the situation, and Luffy's had this mode ever since he came from time skip.
I think what Ty is saying, like, so for 2K, right? Even if you put like certain attributes on the center, the overall isn't going to go up that much because that's not the specialty for the center based on like how he's set up. So like for Luffy and how Luffy fights, Bound Man, that's like the perfect like upgrade for how he fights because it goes with like gear second and shit like that. With Tank Man, that's defensive, that's not how he fights. Snake Man, we have to see that first to see, but I understand what you're saying there with like that.
Hey, KD, shout out to Kevin Durant.
Every
form will not be the speed form that you guys look at.
I agree with Kisei. Because they already established that Bounce Man was the speed and power
form. That's the speed and power. You don't have speed.
I think Snake Man is going to be speed and unpredictability, and speed.
Okay, fine. That's fine. Right.
Yeah, he can have speed and something else. I think it's definitely speed.
Bounce Man, as you guys said,
speed and observation. Hello.
What would you guys say?
Not speed. Like at the same time, it's not.
Honestly, wouldn't it be trash if it wasn't observation based?
No, because we got.
It is observation based.
I'm telling y'all, Luffy gonna use rap. I'm telling y'all,
he's gonna use line.
No, it could be a different Haki, but observation based, it seems perfect right now. It seems like that's the best.
Every form is
like they spent the whole fight.
This entire fight is based off of observation.
Why would he
if
not
new
be
form
based
isn't
on
based on
observation?
observation, then that's just inconsistent. It has to be based on observation.
Every gear form is formidable.
Like remember, Katakuri, you seen he's been getting frustrated every last moment with Luffy. And Luffy, now that he's about to start dodging these attacks, he's gonna get pissed off. And Luffy's gonna start tagging him because he's gonna start.
No, he's not being frustrated. He hasn't been getting frustrated. He hasn't been getting frustrated. Wait. That in the beginning he was. Now he's trading Luffy. He's trading Luffy right now.
No, he's not really trading him. He's not trading him at all. If you remember this chapter, he hit him one time. That is not trading.
Why?
He's not there yet. He's not there yet.
Toddy. I said training.
I thought you said trading.
Can somebody explain this training shit to me? Because I don't see it.
Okay. Katakuri. No, let me say this real quick. Katakuri as a character is not training Luffy, but Oda is using Katakuri as a training mechanism for Luffy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. That makes sense. Because I've been hearing motherfuckers saying that, Katakuri is training.
No, that's not his purpose. No, that's not his purpose. Yeah.
Because if you think about it,
I
Durson,
get it now.
if you think about going into Wano, if Luffy did not have this fight, there would be no
Yeah.
explanation for why he's fighting Kaido, let alone the calamities.
But guys,
this
guys,
gives us an explanation for why he got that power.
Doesn't this change
Brago,
how you
if
view
he's not-
Wano though?
I
Does
think-
Wano look differently to you guys now because of Luffy's level now?
No, I always
No,
knew
no, no,
he
no,
was
no,
commander
no, no,
level.
no, because before, right?
Me
It was
too,
like
Lloyd.
before it said Luffy, Kid, Law versus Kaido. That's crazy. That's bullshit.
No diff.
Now, I don't know.
No.
Now I don't know.
Well, everyone
I don't
seems to
know.
think that everybody. I don't know where this was born, but everybody seems to think that the supernovas are about to 10v1 this nigga Kaido.
not
I
I
don't
think
know
it's
why.
I think it's
Just
three. I
because
think it's
they're all
three.
there,
I think it's
just
three.
because they're all there doesn't take away all of Kaido's crew and then all of the samurai.
Hey, but
There's
now,
people
hey,
to
but
fight.
now, Toddy, Zoro is soloing Jack.
Of course he is.
Oh yes, I agree. Either that or he's
No,
still
no,
doing
no. What I'm saying is
Shogun.
before this arc, before this arc.
Brago, I was telling you this stuff a long time ago. Zoro's been gonna solo almost everybody.
What I'm saying before this arc,
Let Brago make his point.
Wait, hold on, Ty, hold on. I say, but before this arc, right? Before this arc, we were saying like it was gonna take Law and like Zoro to take out like a Calamity, right? I think how this fight has gone.
I never said that. I never said that. I never said that.
I'm not saying. Wait,
the community was saying.
I'm saying no.
What you got?
Wait, hold on. I'm saying like that was the community saying that. I'm not saying you in particular, but the community was saying it's gonna take.
How could you say
Ty,
that?
hold on, let me finish.
No,
It was saying like it's gonna take.
because Zoro's strong.
What?
Chill, bro.
Wait, okay, so you're telling me after Luffy beat Crack, you're still thinking that Zoro was gonna solo Jack after that happened?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, he's a super Zoro fanboy. He does not speak on behalf of the community.
When Zoro and Luffy came out the time skip, they've always been commander level.
I still think
They've always been commander level?
When they came out the time skip, they've been commander level.
Exactly.
Wait,
That is ridiculous. That is
stop.
absolutely
That
absurd.
makes no sense. Luffy just got.
How?
Doflamingo.
Wait.
Listen,
So we're gonna say that.
Doflamingo-
We're gonna say Luffy didn't get extremely stronger this fight. So he's always been this strong.
He did. No. Commando level. He never said first commander. He said commander.
He struggled versus Cracker.
Like we saw him in this exact same arc when he fought Cracker. He was not commander.
He was not commander level then.
He needed Nami and he needed a thousand homies.
Okay. If we count Snack,
it wasn't even close.
If we
Cracker was
count,
low diffing him the entire time. That's not being commander level if you're getting low diffed.
Brago, can I ask you a question? Is Doflamingo commander level?
No.
If we count Snack,
Oh,
yes.
that's
If we
right.
count Snack, yes.
Yes, he is.
No, what do you mean if you
Dofi
count?
is
Don't
the
count
count
Snack
Cracker.
category.
Wait,
Don't
you think
I still think Dofi beats Cracker.
No, I think.
I agree.
Wait. I say this.
I
I think
agree.
1v1. I think Cracker wins versus Dofi, but overall as a fighter.
How?
No, hold
I
on.
disagree.
Overall, hold on. Let me finish. Overall, as a fighter, Doflamingo is a better fightor.
I agree.
All right,
Like he
let me
can
ask you-
Because of the
Dofi-
matchup,
Dofi-
Doflamingo cannot do anything.
Dofi is
Doflamingo can't do
That
anything.
is not correct. That is not
Can I-
correct.
Let's not go into it.
Hey, let's
That's
talk about
another-
that later.
yeah,
But
let's not.
hey, yeah, I would defend. Look, I got the perfect thing for Dofi versus Cracker, but let's talk about that later.
I got the formula for that shit.
I've been having sauce.
No.
bro.
The
I've been
thing is,
laying down the sauce for
Doflamingo
months.
has a bunch of things that it's like no one has ever done. As far as
Yeah,
his
he
powers,
does.
where we can use, but it's like I don't want to. You don't want to use that because that's kind of cheap, right? But based on like the other things, except like Birdcage, and we don't know how Parasite would work on like Crackers, biscuits, and shit like that. I think as far as power, I haven't seen that.
Brooke cut one of Cracker's.
Zoro's
Wait,
getting
before we
Zoro's
get into that,
Cracker.
before we get to that, Brago brought up a good point. I want to address this too about Wano. I feel like this arc not only shows us that the monster trio are going to be able to actually compete with these calamities and perhaps take them down.
Yes.
But after this fight, I'm thinking Luffy is going to be able to wash calamities.
Oh, definitely.
Like before this, I'm thinking
No,
that Luffy
when I say like not the right hand, not the right hand, but Jack ain't fucking with Luffy.
not the right. Yes, exactly. Not the right hand. I feel like the first mate is a next kind of tier.
Unless Jack is the right hand.
It's simple.
No,
Hey,
all right,
check this
Brago.
out though. Hey,
Brago.
all right, go ahead.
All right, Brago. It's simple as this. How strong do you think the strongest samurai is on Wano?
How strong they are?
No, the strongest one on Wano. The strongest samurai on Wano. How strong do you think he
the
is?
Shogun.
First commander level or between the first commander and Kaido.
All right, so Zoro's gonna beat him, right?
Yes, based on this Luffy fight. Because
no,
Jono.
Wait, hold on. You thought Zoro was gonna get help to be the swordsman?
No, Zoro goes into Wano, he's gonna learn a lot of shit before he fights the strongest swordsman.
Brago. Why was it crazy? Why was it crazy when we said that Zoro was commander level when he came out the time skip?
Zoro,
because Luffy wasn't commander level. Zoro's not stronger than Luffy.
Yes, he was. Luffy is commander level.
See, we found it. He believes Zoro ain't stronger than
Wait,
Luffy.
you think Zoro's stronger than Luffy?
Wait,
no, they're equal.
They're equal to me.
They're equal.
They're equal.
Yeah, bro. You got Zoro ahead of
What?
No, hold up.
When has?
But say that. Hey,
hold up. Let me say this.
Hey, I think
Brago's not making any sense. Brago said.
Hold on, one at a time, guys.
The first thing Brago said, right, was that Zoro wasn't commander level when he came out.
I'm gonna talk after
time skip,
King.
right? And then what happened later is that we asked Brago, who is Zoro fighting in Wano? And Brago said, who did you say, Brago? The first commander level?
Jack. He said Jack.
Mm-hmm.
But don't you think Inu and
Jack's not the first
Neku
commander.
fight Jack instead?
Jack's not the first commander. Janoi asked him who is Zoro
The
fighting.
strongest samurai in Wano. He said that it's between the first commander and our admiral. You said right?
Yes.
Right, Brago?
Is Zoro gonna solo him? Do you think Zoro solo him?
Yes.
Okay. So then how does that make sense that Zoro suddenly comes out the time skip? He's not commander level.
Dude.
And then he goes to Wano and now he's beating someone that's right hand.
I'm talking about growth. Growth
But
from
Zoro hasn't grown.
Zoro
hasn't grown.
growth.
I actually agree with Rakim here. I actually have thought that Zoro was probably stronger than Luffy post time skip because he hasn't shown his max strength.
But
and
we
Luffy
can't.
has undergone all these fights in order to actually bloom.
I don't think
we're still assuming that though. That's crazy to think Zoro is stronger than Luffy.
Fights stronger people.
But you're not understanding this.
Zoro's
especially with the hockey stuff. With the hockey
Let
stuff,
me explain the argument.
way stronger.
Escape. You're not understanding this. We're telling you, right, that
I understand.
Zoro hasn't fought anyone that Luffy hasn't.
He hasn't had that opportunity to grow.
But when he comes to Wano, right, he's gonna fight a right hand man or someone stronger than that, right?
Okay.
But then Luffy, he's been fighting these guys that are progressively stronger just to get to that level to fight.
Luffy's not going to be right hand level at Wano.
I know. I understand that. Luffy's gonna be stronger than that when he goes to Wano, right?
So why do you think Zoro's stronger than him now?
I'm not saying Zoro's strong. I'm saying
they're equal. They're equal.
They're not fucking equal, bro. No, they're not.
Brago, Zoro goes to Wano and he's gonna experience the exact same thing that Luffy's.
Yeah, you're not getting what the argument is.
Let me kind of clarify
Going
Rakim's
into the
point a
arc,
little bit.
Brago, you're not listening to what he's saying.
Let me clarify his point a little bit. If Luffy has always been stronger than Zoro since the post time skip, and Luffy has also undergone these massive power jumps or whatever, by the time we get to Wano, Luffy is going to be 2 to 3 times stronger than Zoro in general,
right?
Because he started stronger and still grew, yet Zoro has not had any opportunity to grow yet. So if you go off the assumption that Zoro's probably a little bit stronger, yes, Luffy will be stronger than him by the time we see Zoro go to his max potential, but he won't be so much stronger to him that it's a ridiculous.
Wait, I'm not saying Luffy's overly ridiculously stronger than Zoro, but there's no way you can tell me that Zoro is stronger than Luffy.
We're not saying he's equal.
They're not equal. They're not equal either. They're not equal.
Let me ask this. When Luffy,
he probably is not now after this Katakuri fight, but I think he has been all the way up until this Katakuri fight. Zoro has probably been.
I don't even mind saying they're equal coming into the arc, but no way after.
How strong do you think Luffy was at that point?
If it was Luffy, if it was Zoro and Law, Doflamingo's not going down. If Zoro had to fight Cracker, I don't think Cracker's going down. Like they're not.
Based on what? Because you have not seen the limits of Zoro's strength. He has loaded every single opponent.
Okay. So this is you guys' argument. This is you guys' argument, right?
That Zoro fights, I'm not impressed. So it doesn't matter.
The thing is, they are not fodder. It's just that Zoro is so strong. He makes these strong ass niggas look like fodder.
Toddy. Is anybody that Zoro fought pushing Luffy to gear 4th?
Monet bitch.
No, but that's not the argument, Brago.
No, that's not the argument.
Answer the question.
No, is anybody pushing Luffy to gear 4th?
Answer the question.
No.
Let me ask you.
No, they're not.
Let me ask
question.
When Luffy fought Doflamingo,
another thing to keep in mind, the
when
person.
Luffy fought Doflamingo, how strong
That
was
was a good counter. I gotta give you that.
When Luffy fought Doflamingo, how strong was Luffy?
Yeah.
That's hard to say.
Would you say he's commander level?
Hey, but check this out. Hey, I think we're moving too fast. I think we're moving too fast, like with this 1-0 thing. Like, Like I don't know who Zoro's gonna fight in Wano unless Sanji fights Snack.
To me,
If Sanji
Zoro.
fights Snack,
What does Sanji has to do with Zoro? That
nigga, if
nigga
you
was
let me
garbage.
talk,
Yeah, let him
if you
finish.
let me talk,
Yeah, let him finish.
But anyway, because like if Sanji fights Snack, who was a former commander and wins or whatever, that just proves you know that Sanji's weaker than Zoro. So
Okay,
that
Bob.
just proves that that Zoro is commander level to put him on that same tier as fighting Jack.
Nah,
But like
it's
until then, like because like y'all keep
yo,
saying that we don't know how y'all keep saying that we don't know how strong Zoro is. But if we can get a feat from Sanji, who is less than Zoro, and just to put you round
No,
on that tier, then
He could
that'll
help
make it more
us.
clear to me.
I understand that. Yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
He could give us a range.
Wait, let's
Hold
go
on,
back.
hold
Sanji gets that
Wait,
feat,
hold on. If you look
let's
at
go
it,
back
when
to
I
the
first
argument,
started,
guys.
if
when I
Sanji
first
gets
started
that
talking,
feat,
Go
if
ahead,
Sanji
go ahead,
gets that
Janoi. Go ahead,
feat, no one
Janoi.
will
You
say.
guys just keep talking at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
wait.
You guys are so polite.
I'm gonna say something real quick. Uh, since the beginning, even before this arc started, I think Rakim agrees with me as well. I thought that Luffy will have a better time fighting against the Zoans that are brawlers like him, than the hacks that is the Big Mom pirate. So even before he even got his power boost, I thought he would have done a better job than he is doing now. And then also another thing I like to add, just because he was able to beat Katakuri, I don't think that the
Yep.
commanders for all crews are equal. It's not like a set level. Just because
Yep.
he was
I
able
said
to beat
matchups.
Katakuri, doesn't mean he wasn't even stronger than the first or second guy for Jack before even for Kaido before he even fought Katakuri, or he's not even weaker now. Even if he beat Katakuri, it's not like a linear thing. We can go, hey, he beat Katakuri, and he should be able to beat the first man. Like, I don't think it works that way, to be honest. It depends on what they have to offer and whatnot.
Wait. You saying
Jumping on what?
I mean,
I
I think they're roughly around the same like level.
Yeah, I would say that too.
But
but
they
then
pose
we
different
see,
challenges.
They do.
we see
They do.
that, like, look at this, right? We see that you guys agree that Katakuri is stronger than Cracker, right? But then we
Yes.
see that
Yes.
even with all this power boost that Luffy had, I still think the same result would have happened against Cracker.
I would
Like,
agree.
yeah, matchups are so important that even if there's a guy that Luffy can't handle in Wano, like the fact that he beat Katakuri would like legit have nothing to do with how he fares against this guy.
No, I don't think so.
in my
Well,
opinion.
I don't think
matchups.
so. I don't think so.
Because
No,
the one,
this is what he's saying.
I
This is
think
what
y'all
he's saying.
overdo the matchups.
No,
Yeah,
they're all
because
so-
right.
Yeah,
Here's the
I
thing.
do
Here's the
too.
thing.
Wait,
I'll say this
no,
against.
listen.
I'll say this, Janoy.
he's right.
As you get stronger, right?
Wait.
You're gonna come back. You're gonna come against people that they're gonna counter your abilities, and you have to figure out how to get past those guys. So say
That's
Luffy
true.
goes to Wano and there's a commander that he can't get past. He's gonna go back to the fights with Katakuri, Cracker, and those guys, and use those experiences to power past whoever it is in Wano. So it's like,
That's true.
yeah, matchups do matter,
Yeah.
but as you grow, they should matter less because you're gaining so much experience. So I don't care. Like a Yonko goes up against somebody
agree.
that's their counter. I don't give a fuck. They're still a Yonko. They're still putting in work, bro.
Exactly.
Like so, it's like
Okay, this is how this
Yeah.
what
I think
Draco
people
was
get
saying
too
something else.
hung up
No,
on the
Draco
whole
was saying
matchups
something.
matter thing, and realize you guys got to realize this is still a shonen manga. If you're in a certain amount of tier, you should be expected to compete with the people in that
That's
same
why
tier.
I
The
wasn't
same
surprised at
reason
that Akainu
and
Aokiji thing.
Aokiji-
I wasn't surprised
Akainu
at that.
clearly had the advantage over Aokiji,
But
but they fought
he's
for
a top
so
tier.
long.
He
He's a
didn't.
top
He
tier.
didn't have. Nobody had an advantage.
He
in
didn't
that
have a
fight.
clear
Yeah, it was
advantage.
equal.
No,
They
he
didn't have an
didn't.
Yeah,
advantage.
Magma has an advantage
No,
over
no,
us.
no,
He
no.
did not have an advantage.
If Ace's fire can completely nullify
That's different.
Alkaji's ice,
Hold
then
on.
then
That's different.
Magma, which is hotter, should have an
Look.
advantage over that ice.
Half
No,
the
it's
island
different.
is ice, half the
Different
island is
fire.
magma. You know, like
Fire
that
has
doesn't
different
indicate
properties.
Yo,
Fire.
Joaquin was saying
Yes.
something about
Fire
Wano.
has different properties than lava. Like I have a video.
It depends on if
Fire.
Oda goes the route of real life and how ice and
No,
magma.
No, but listen, we don't.
operates.
This is not even up for speculation anymore. Like this is facts, and the story is down. Like if so, like I have a video. I think it's like Akainu versus Aokiji. Who's
I
stronger?
remember that video.
or something, yeah.
shameless plug.
No, I
it's
remember
on
that
YouTube.
video. I remember
The
that
video
one.
got over like 52,000 views. Whatever. The video doesn't need any more promotion. And never had any. But the video's so
that
good.
was slick.
Like people started checking it out. But so check it out. So when
check it out.
Check it out. Yeah, but I was thinking the same
when
thing.
Aokiji,
He got so
right,
lost
when,
in his promotion.
When
Go
Aokiji,
ahead.
no. When Aokiji put ice all over the place at Marineford, right? Remember it was ice all over the place, and then Akainu
Yeah, ice on his
got
wrist too. Yeah.
Damn,
right.
Scape.
And
we gotta nerf you, bro. What's going on? That mic is crazy
And,
right now. But go ahead, Ty.
Oh, he knows all about
Akainu
nerfing
word,
kids.
right?
Go ahead, Ty.
He put steroids in his mic.
Like, what's going on with that mic?
It's like a crib.
Go ahead, Ty.
I went close to it. My bad.
So when when Aokiji's ice was all over the place, Akainu started complaining about it, and Kizaru goes, and you know, he be trolling and stuff while he like saying smart.
Why don't you
smart
melt
comments.
it?
So he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, why don't you melt it? And Akainu never gave him an answer. Like,
but he melted
almost
it.
like
But then he melted it though.
No.
Oh, come on,
No,
no.
he didn't melt it.
Yes, he did.
You're talking about, hold on, Brago, look, the
Jinbei
difference.
was describing the fight. He said they were equal until the final moments. So you can't...
No, that never
Brago, the
changed.
difference.
Aokiji and Akainu are still equal to this
Yes.
point. They've never changed.
If you they're not equal. How are you equal when you lose a fight?
Let me explain.
Let him explain. Let him explain.
Because in the detail of the panels, they said blow for blow, they both equally dished out damage to each other. It wasn't saying that Akainu demolished Aokiji. It said finally, Akainu emerged victorious.
Yes,
Is a scratch on the face,
Wait,
Kisei, is a scratch on the face equal to losing your leg?
Toddy, look, if I'm powerful, if I'm stronger than you, you should be dealing equal amount of damage back to me. If I'm stronger.
It wasn't equal, that's my point, because one person had a scar and the other one had one leg.
Dude, if you fight for 10 days, that's as equal as you could fucking get.
Right. Here's the thing. They are on the. Okay.
And Floyd Mayweather punches you. Are they gonna be equal the same amount of power? No.
It depends. If one takes off my leg, then that one's stronger.
You don't know what
understand
Akainu lost.
They were equal in the
He
fight.
lost- he
After
got a
the
scar.
fight, Akainu's stronger. Like in this fight, Luffy and Katakuri, right? When Luffy goes Snake Man, they're gonna be fairly equal. But when Luffy comes out victorious, he'll be stronger. He'll be the stronger man. That's exactly how.
I would say to the definition of equal, Akainu and Aokiji they are because they're the same status or quality, right? The same.
Yeah.
But
They were both
using the manga, right? And what happened? You have to kind of credit the victor, and you have to give him that edge and say that, hey man, I won. I'm stronger. I understand what you're saying.
In a boxing match, if it goes 12 rounds and and it's equal and they trade the equal amount of blows.
Yeah.
If in the last 10 seconds somebody knocks the other guy out, it doesn't matter that the fight was equal. You got to give it to the guy that knocked the other man out. Especially
but I agree though. I agree to the definition. They are equal to the definition.
It's not 100 to 0.
They're not equal. They're not equal.
Are they the same? Do you think that
they fought for 10 days?
Dude, they fought for 10 days.
Okay, yeah.
I think y'all got to.
Wait, Janoy. Let me ask you this. Janoy, let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this, right? You got two teams, right? But two basketball teams. They go like 5 overtimes, right? And then one team wins on like a half-court buzzer beater. Would you say this team is better than the other team?
Oh,
Brago,
yeah, but they won. They won.
Well, it depends, Brago. It depends.
They won.
No.
Brago, if after they beat the buzzer beater,
okay.
The team loses their left leg.
Hold on.
Then the team that didn't lose their left leg is a champion.
No. All right, let me use this. No.
Hold on. Look, the same example, right? It's a tie game, right? But somebody gets crossed, and then they get their legs broken for real.
That's too micro. That's too micro.
They both said they both gravely took injuries. Gravely. That means almost dead gravely.
Yeah, I would say for Akainu, I would say for Akainu, we don't know if he had like nerve damage and shit. I'm just saying like we don't know, but based on like physical appearance, Aokiji got fucked up. Akainu got some scars.
All right, Brago, listen, Brago. What you want to know? What equal fight is? Is Ace and Jinbei. That's an equal fight.
Well, the thing is, wait. Didn't Ace get up?
No. Brago got a point. Ace got up.
And was fighting Whitebeard.
So Ace and Whitebeard are equal. That's the equal fight.
To circle it back,
would have ended the fight earlier than being 11 days in and still hasn't even finished it. He would have.
We don't even know the details, man. Maybe they agreed that at 8 o'clock they were gonna take naps or something.
So wait. Do you guys think it was like a Dory and Brogy fight? Was it Dory and Brogy, or was it like just straight like the whole time? 10 days. Keep going.
Yeah, but look, I look at it like this. Like they was equal.
You think they fought for 10 days straight, no rest?
Somebody has to win the fight.
Yes.
Like somebody has to win.
You think 10 days straight, no rest?
Nah, well,
somebody
when
has to
Jinbei-
lose their leg.
That's crazy.
It's like you got your top 10 list. Akainu's at 5 and Aokiji's at 6. Like you can't put them any.
Yeah, they're really close. They're really close.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're really close.
That's not equal. That's not the definition of equal, though. The definition of equal, but if we're going by the definition of equal, then there is we can't say they're equal. Because one won and one lost. That's not the definition of equal.
No, because in a fight, somebody has to win.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, because someone has to win.
That means they're not
someone
equal.
doesn't always have to win. Dory and Broggy have been fighting on equal. They are actual true equals.
Well, the thing is,
What do you want them to do? Akainu and Aokiji are still fighting 2 years later.
But guys, equal is the same. Equal.
Somebody has to win. If they were equal, they would. The fight would.
But guys.
I have a question for y'all.
Damn, Skate.
If they fought 9 more times, if they fought 9 more times, what would y'all have done?
Aokiji could have won.
The way I see it, like 10 days is a long time, but 12 hours is also a long time. So say Luffy never got Snake Man, and he ends up just losing after 12 hours. Yeah, it's shorter than 10 days, but still, someone could assume that they were equal because the fight took so long. But when you look into the details, they actually weren't equal at all. Katakuri was whooping that ass for 12 hours straight.
No, but Jinbei says they went blow for blow. We know for sure.
Hold on.
That was equal.
Oh damn, Jinbei was watching? Nah,
Jinbei was watching.
Jinbei was there?
No, but
were they live streaming on Instagram?
Nah, yeah.
Jinbei's the narrator of the story.
Yeah, he's Jimbo alert. He gotta.
Like it's 2 fights.
We gotta go by what he said.
Oda told
Man, Jinbei is the god, so of course what he said is the
Jinbei ain't
truth.
spreading lies out here.
No, Oda told Jinbei and Jinbei told us. That's how it went.
I agree with that. I agree with
If
that.
Oda told Jinbei, I believe it.
Yeah.
But to bring it back around, like to the original point, I don't think matchups are important to a degree. But when you have people in actual tiers like commander level, first mate level, admiral level, these Yonko level, when you actually hit them with that label, I would expect no matter what the matchup looks like, yeah, someone might have an advantage, but I expect them to fight in the same tier.
Yeah.
I know.
At the end of the day.
To me, that fight isn't.
I feel like the stronger you are, the matchup.
I don't expect a first mate to get washed by another first mate, except if you're fighting Katakuri. But let's use the other first mate. I don't expect the other first mates to fight another first mate and not get a high.
But Katakuri is weaker than Luffy though, so
no.
Do we know
He's
that
weaker
for
than the
sure
plot.
yet?
He stabbed himself. He stabbed himself. If he didn't
Wait,
stab himself, there would be no chance.
Somebody brought up a good point. Now, when we saw Aokiji's leg, that was in the movie, right?
That was in the movie, yes.
Yep.
Filmed.
So how are we going to accept that movie being
How
canon
could you
that lost his
hold
leg?
No, we saw it with
We saw it after as
There's a
well.
picture.
We saw it on Punk Hazard as well.
That person uses some.
Wait, we saw it on Punk Hazard?
Yeah, when he fought Doflamingo, he had an ice leg. That wasn't his real original leg.
Didn't he have
The
pants
Punk
on?
Hazard thing. No,
Wait,
you
he had
can
pants
tell.
on.
No, you can
on
tell.
Punk
That's his
Hazard,
his
you
leg.
can't tell. On Punk Hazard, you
Yeah,
can't.
I got a question for y'all. I got a question for y'all. Say for instance, Akainu take off his shirt and he got like his arm stitched together with magma. Then what you gonna
Wait,
say?
didn't we see? We saw him with his shirt off.
How do you stitch
What?
How do you stitch
That's a
something
big
up with
what
magma?
if.
How do you stitch something?
I'm
up with
not-
magma?
That's what
Wait.
I said. What if? Damn.
How did Katakuri grow?
Well, if that was the case, then of course the argument would change. But that's not going to happen.
And that's
so.
why I just asked. We don't know if it's
Hold
gonna
on,
happen
hold
or
on.
not.
But look, like
Stitched together with magma? That sounds crazy.
I think we know, Durston. I think we know.
But I'm just saying though, like how y'all
why
talking
you
about his
guys-
leg being
This
gone.
nigga is talking about magma stitches.
The fight that
Wait,
he
why you guys realize that it doesn't it doesn't have to be on the 10th day that he lost his leg. It could be on the first day. You know that, right?
No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Bruh, come on.
Jinbei-
You think this
No,
nigga
I'm-
lost his leg the first day and was still going for 9 days?
If he lost it the first day, they damn sure ain't.
Hey, I give
Wait,
it about
no,
day 7. I give it about day 7.
No.
Wait, what I'm saying is he can just go back.
Look. There's no way.
Day
He can go
9
back to
and
leg.
23 hours into day 9.
That's crazy.
Go back.
Look. If day
One at a
one,
time,
he
one at a time.
lost his leg in the fight, right? And
Yeah.
day one, he's just trash for losing his leg that early.
The
It's
first
no-
fight,
it's
the
no-
first.
But
That's
no,
crazy.
he's not trash because
Yeah, he's trash.
wait, he's not trash because he's fought him for 9 more days
No,
with
no,
an ice leg.
But you don't get no credit for that, for even allowing that to happen. So early.
Yeah, exactly.
Trash, like-
Exactly. You were
But he
trash.
still fought him.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
nine- Wait. And somebody call off your hand, right? And then you fight them for fucking 10 more days.
Yeah.
What do you? How is that
Wow,
not
that
perfect?
nigga's dumb for getting his hand cut off that early
yeah.
into
It's
the
like
fight.
it's like you're just prolonging the inevitable because you're gonna lose.
Hold on.
Yeah, but the other dude
Right.
crashed for not finishing him off.
You're probably spending the other 9 days running.
Like Aokiji created like an igloo or something. Aokiji was hiding the whole time in an igloo, bro. That's what's happening the whole time.
Luffy just said that.
I can post the panel and tell me where you.
Aokiji was fighting for 9 days with a crutch. Give me a break.
You tell me where you see an ice leg. I'm posting for everybody.
Wait, Kisa, you really think he didn't lose a leg?
It's canon.
It's
canon.
Hey, Keith, it is confirmed. It is confirmed. It is confirmed, man.
Look, Luffy said in the last chapter that was his bad. He should have dodged it. If Aokiji legs gets burnt off early on in the fight, that's his fault. He should have dodged it. He don't get points.
Yo, why I keep seeing this narrative? I keep seeing this narrative that Akainu cheated for some reason. I keep seeing people saying that.
Yes,
I don't say that.
But it's because Aokiji is like Brad Pitt to these niggas. Bro.
I'm like, why are we
do not
discrediting
understand.
Akainu when they said he won? He got the dub.
Weren't they supposed to fight to the death anyway?
They want to bring Aokiji so high up. I've heard so many. I've even heard people go as far to say Aokiji is probably stronger than Akainu now because Akainu is a fleet admiral and he doesn't do combat anymore.
No, because your Haki grows in
extreme
situation.
But that means Akainu's grew as well.
He's one of the guys. Akainu's one of the guys that feel this way.
Because
that's what people
I never. No. That wasn't me. You was arguing with that.
Wait, Ty. What was Ty? What were you saying?
Okay, my bad.
That I don't think Akainu has to cheat because he's mad capable. You know what I mean? Like at Marineford, he did the most. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Akainu won fairly. Akainu won. That's what we
not only did he win that fight, but if you guys look at Marineford, the only time we really seen these guys go all out, Akainu by far had the best showing.
Yeah, let me ask you guys this because the chat is saying this. Do you think Akainu cheated at Marineford?
No.
Do you think because people are saying Squardo using Squardo is cheating? Do you think that's cheating?
Yeah,
everybody was cheating. Everybody was cheating.
Do you think? Wait. Do you think manipulating?
Everybody was cheating.
Brago brought in Squardo to beat up.
Because look, hold on.
Everybody was cheating at Marineford.
It's dishonorable.
It's war.
Everybody was cheating.
It's war.
It's war, but it's dishonorable. It's becoming a
There's
no.
No.
It's a
war. The thing is, you
fight everybody.
But Toddy, in a war, right? When you're going against pirates, the Marines don't view pirates as their equals. So they're not going to say, yo, we're going to have an honorable fight. You have certain Marines that view it that way, like Smoker, maybe Fujitora. But most Marines, you're not looking at pirates like, yo, I'm going to fight you an honorable fight. We're going to jump you if we have to. If we got to bring you in, bro. Like, that's how
I'm not arguing he doesn't have a good reason for being a fuckboy. But I don't care what a fuckboy's reason for being a fuckboy. If you're just engaged in fuckboyery, you're still a fuckboy.
But the thing is,
bro, Whitebeard would never resort to that.
Yes, he did. Josu helped him. Stop the nonsense. It was a war. Everybody was fighting everybody. Stop
bro, it's so many times.
Once the fight starts, it's okay to be jumping in and helping your niggas. But this was before the war even started.
That's tactical, though. Isn't that tactical? Isn't that tactical?
It is tactical, but it's still dishonorable.
That's what they do in war.
All is fair in love and war, my nigga.
But the war had not even began yet.
That's tactical, though. I'm gonna put.
Hey, look. If the war hasn't begun, he started off the war in the driver's seat. He started off the war in a good position because he did that.
Exactly. It's a tactical thing with a war. You hit first.
I'm not saying it's not
smart.
I'm not saying it wasn't advantageous, and I'm not saying that was probably the key to winning the war. I'm not arguing that. I'm honoring a question of honor as a man, like Katakuri. Katakuri has honor. In a war, he would never choose to go so low as to do something like that.
You don't even know that.
Yes, he would. It's a war.
This is
no. Katakuri won't even let his sister blow a bow dart at this nigga.
Hold on. This
he
is different.
damn
This is
sure is
Luffy.
about to trick somebody into stabbing him early.
Look, do you hear what I'm saying? This is with Luffy. For whatever reason, though, and keep this in mind, if Luffy would have never proved to so worthy, he wouldn't have had kid. But for right now, he feels like, oh snap, this guy, like, I might actually have a chance of losing. I want to fight this guy in a fair fight for the rest of this. But
you can't say it's just because it's Luffy.
No.
You don't have enough evidence to say
yes,
that.
I do have enough evidence to say that, and I'm not gonna let you tell me that I don't. Look, listen, like if this was somebody else, right? For example, let's say this was Usopp. He wasn't a kid. Flampe would have just shot Usopp. Usopp would have been no big deal. Like I would have took that scrub out anyway. You know what I mean? But with Luffy, it's different. It's like, well, hold on, don't interfere. What are you doing? You know what I mean? So it depends on the fighter. Like if he's fighting Akainu, let's just say, and it's going blow for blow, it's a good fight. Then he's not gonna fight dirty. But if
exactly, and the person in question is Whitebeard, Ty.
Yeah, but you think Akainu's stupid? You saw what happened to Akainu when he walked up to Whitebeard. Whitebeard fucking opened a crevice in the earth and sent them down
No, he didn't.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Those events, that's not how these things went down.
No.
He hit him with a punch so hard he opened a fucking crack in the
Bro, wait. Do you realize Whitebeard had one eye by that point?
That's not what happened. Whitebeard snuck him.
And
he took his face off.
He did not sneak him. In a world of observation, Haki, there is no sneak.
Bro, he snuck him.
In a world of observation, Haki, there is no sneak.
Odo is really inconsistent.
No, he just was not ready to hang with Whitebeard. That's it.
Why are you
don't
saying that
sneak nobody with observation
Marco,
Haki?
hold on. Look, we seen Squardo stab him. Marco already said that his observation Haki and all that stuff like that's not what it was. So like that was a sneak.
No,
he's not using observation Haki on his own kids.
No,
the fight had not even started yet.
No, it's not. It doesn't have to do with his own. Marco even said. Marco said that like, yo, he would have dodged an attack like that even if it came from his own. Remember,
did he say dodge or that wouldn't have hit him? Because I took it as it wouldn't appear.
Hold on. Look. Remember, Ace was one of his own, but every day Ace would try to go kill him, and Whitebeard would stop it every single time. But like at Marineford, his observation was bad for both friend and foe. That's why Squadro got.
I agree with Ty. So
like you don't have.
But
to,
we don't know if it was observation Marco was talking about, or if it was durability or something.
You're making him seem weak when you go. It's like whatever you like Akainu or whatever. Like I like him too, but when you go extra hard to try to be like, oh nah, that wasn't a sneak blow when it was. It's like you make him look weaker because you're.
No, in a world of observation, I've seen niggas with observation Haki dodge attacks coming from behind him. When Whitebeard was on the ship, there was no reason.
Wait, Toddy's arguing for Whitebeard, right? Aren't you arguing for Whitebeard?
With Akainu, he was actually on the battlefield.
Yeah, Toddy's arguing for Whitebeard here because he's saying Akainu did not sneak him.
But Brago, what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter who he's arguing for when he says that, like when somebody clearly snuck the other person and he's saying that it's making that person it's making it look bad because Brago, you remember Marco saying that, right? And the whole thing with Squadro is that like, you know, Whitebeard like, oh snap, he's actually weaker than we thought. He's more sick than what we thought. You know, he would have blocked that back in the days. You know what I mean? And
the thing is, observation was crazy because what's his name? Onigumo snuck Marco. Like, what?
They were all sneaking each other because
maybe it was just so many people around. It's harder
where it's like,
no.
Guys.
Marco, that was different because Marco turned his back on Kizaru and let Kizaru shoot at. It's like Marco was on some like, you know, I'm gonna take a few blows and I'm just gonna help Whitebeard. It was different. It's not like he used his observation. He was just like whatever. Like I'm gonna risk my life. Almost like he was on some ace joint. Like yo, I'm gonna risk my life.
Brago,
for my captain.
Brago, can I ask you a question? When Whitebeard went up to Kuzan, what happened?
What are you talking about? When Kuzan was about to fuck him up and then Jozu came out of nowhere? And Jozu came out of nowhere?
No, go take this captain.
Remember when Aokiji's like, they say, oh, he stabbed him. Aokiji's like, nigga, what? You didn't stab me. I'm about to freeze him.
Yeah, and then he was about to shoot him with his arrows. And then hold on, and then Kuzan was about to shoot him with arrows, and then Jozu saved him.
Yes.
And what happened? And then what happened when he went up to Kizaru? What happened when Whitebeard went up to Kizaru?
He missed Kizaru. Kizaru got him.
He dodged him and then he hit him, right?
Yeah.
And then he had a heart attack, and then Akainu hit him in the stomach. And then afterwards, he snuck him. He didn't hit no Admiral head on.
Wait, what are you saying?
Who did he hit on? What Admiral did he hit head on?
The guy he one-shotted.
Yeah, because he snuck him. Because he snuck him.
It's not. Like
no,
when
that's
he went
Whitebeard wasn't really.
That was during a moment of rage where all of his nerfing shit was a non-factor. He's willing to sacrifice.
He had a rage boost. He had a rage boost at that point. I would say
if he would have went at Aokiji or Kizaru when he was in rage, he would have one-shot them as well.
Technically, he popped up behind him. He popped up behind him. I kind of didn't expect it, and you know because
he snuck him.
I understand what Toddy's saying.
Why are you turning your back on Whitebeard, bro?
Think of the circumstances Akainu was in. He was not in the middle of a fight. He was not busy. He was not preoccupied. He was just standing. He was just standing there.
He concentrated on Luffy and Ace and shit. And then this thing.
It doesn't matter. He's just standing there in the middle of a war. If you're in the middle of the war and you're not busy fighting anybody, your attention needs to be on the battlefield. Whitebeard ran up behind him and punched the shit out of him. That is not sneak attacking in a battlefield.
Look what he just said. Behind him. He ran up behind him.
Yeah, because he could get behind him. He wanted to launch that attack from behind.
No, Whitebeard definitely like he didn't like it's like he didn't care. It's like you know what, Ace died or whatever situation was. It's like I'm gonna like you don't have to be on guard. I don't care. I'm hitting you. I'm hurting you. I'm gonna try to kill you if I can.
But you guys are comparing when people are actually in the middle of combat. Like Marco was actually in the middle of combat with Kizaru when he got snuck. Akainu was not doing shit. He should not have been snuck if he was paying attention to what he should have been paying attention. What's Whitebeard supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to say, "Hey, Akainu, I'm about to come up and punch the fuck out of you, nigga. You better be ready"? No, he's just gonna run up and punch him.
I agree. It's a war. That's my point from the beginning.
But it's not a
anything goes. But we're just saying though that in that situation, Whitebeard snuck him. He snuck whatever.
It's not a sneak because Akainu. It's not a sneak when Akainu had the capability to watch the attack coming. It's not. It's Akainu's fault that he was not paying attention where he should have.
Obviously, in that situation, he wasn't focusing on Whitebeard. He was focusing on the other stuff.
That's his fault.
He was standing over his kill and he didn't.
We're not saying it's not his fault.
Hold on.
That's not his fault. It is his fault.
It's not even his fault because check this out. Look, if he was focused on Whitebeard, right, and then all of a sudden like Marco just comes and kicks him. You know what I mean? It's either way. You can't block. You can't protect yourself from everybody.
But it's not a sneak attack if you're just if you have ADHD and you're paying attention to shit you're not supposed to. That's not a sneak attack.
But you're missing my example. Even if he was focused on Whitebeard,
it implies dishonor on the person attacking. There's no dishonor in what Whitebeard did. He can't sneak at Akainu. It's not like it's not as if Whitebeard saw Akainu looking the other way and thought, "Oh, here's my chance." What's the argument?
Hold on. Look, now you're acting like Whitebeard is just saying.
The argument is that they're saying that Whitebeard snuck Akainu at that moment. That's what they're arguing. One is saying they didn't, one is saying he did.
Now you're acting like Whitebeard is a saint when we know he's not. Just like Shank said, we're not saints. We're
pirates. He's a pirate. Who cares if he
Exactly.
He's a fucking pirate, dude.
You act like when Whitebeard died. Hold on. You act like when Whitebeard died, like they said, like, yo, he never took a stab to the back. He never snuck anybody. It's like, no, that's not what they said.
How am I acting like that? No, I'm just I'm not saying that. I'm saying the action that Whitebeard took was not a sneak attack because he did not do it on purpose. He did not only do it because he saw the opportunity.
What was he gonna do? Wait for Akainu to turn around to hit him? Like fuck that.
Exactly.
No, we agree. We agree. We agree that that it's Akainu's fault, but he still snuck him.
Come on, dude.
Like,
listen to that sentence.
Yeah, the thing is, if it's Akainu's fault, is it a sneak?
Yeah, he snuck him.
Hear this, Janoi.
Janoi,
you're saying that Akainu should have been paying attention, but it's still a sneak?
No, he's paying attention to Luffy and Ace, right?
Right.
And then Whitebeard came behind him and hit him. So that's a sneak.
Dude, I don't even care if you snuck him. Like, you can say you snuck him, but I mean, like, he still got the fucking hidden, so that's his fault. I mean, sucks.
Okay, but he still snuck him.
Man.
I mean, if that's what you want to call it, do whatever, man. So
what do you mean?
I think y'all need to be going to Urban Dictionary and looking up this definition of sneak attack because clearly I don't think y'all know what it means.
Yeah, go look it up and see what it says.
A sneak attack implies a form of sneaking. Whitebeard don't sneak.
He's
on
sitting
no
there in
one.
an Achilles suit, like waiting for his.
He does not sneak
here's
on
the thing.
no
Here's
one.
the thing. They both got in like easy hits on each other because after, like, remember Whitebeard told Akainu to protect Marineford and all that shit. Then Whitebeard had a heart attack. Then Akainu went in and fucked his chest up, right? So they both got clean hits in on each other when they weren't paying attention. Well, Whitebeard, he was just old. So
yeah, that makes.
Whitebeard was different.
I agree with that too.
Whitebeard was it his own fault? Well, it was his own fault, I guess, in the sense that he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like Akainu to where he had the ability to not be snuck and just.
I mean, but it's like it's Whitebeard's fault. Like he, that's him.
Yeah,
that's not him.
How many people did that happen to?
I mean, it's his
like
heart.
Josu got distracted.
I don't even know why you making
Marco too.
I don't even know why you're making a big deal of it. Like when Marco kicked Aokiji, even though Aokiji seen it, it was still too fast. It's like that he snuck Aokiji too when Aokiji got sent flying.
The only reason I'm getting upset is because people use it to downplay. People try to use that instance to downplay Whitebeard, and I just don't think it's fair to downplay.
Explain what snuck means.
People try to imply that Whitebeard could not defeat Akainu if he didn't snuck him, and I don't think that's a fair assessment to make.
I
don't think Marineford.
I got the Urban Dictionary definition of sneak.
Oh god.
What is it?
Sheep shotting someone when they don't expect it.
Exactly.
Got snuck.
Yeah, but that's
He
their
got
problem. They're
snuck.
not expecting it because they're in a war.
No, it
got
said
snuck.
cheap shotting. There was nothing cheap about that. That punch cost $1
word
billion.
snuck.
He just killed his son. He just literally killed his son. What are you supposed to do is be like, hey, could you turn around, sir? I was
Yeah, that's not a cheap
about
shot.
to attack you. Like, can you just? Okay, we're good. Hit you. You know? Like,
But
That shot, that punch was expensive.
It's not a word of disrespect. It's just that's what happened.
But by definition, it said a cheap shot. There was nothing cheap about that
It
shot.
was. He wasn't even looking at him. He was looking attention to Luffy and Ace.
I'm like that. Boy.
Look, Toddy, it's so disrespectful.
The act of sneaking somebody is a cheap shot in itself. What you mean?
But he didn't cheap shot.
Well, yeah, it's in the definition.
He hit him without Akainu realizing he was behind him to hit him. It's a snug. It's not a disrespect.
But was that due to deception or due to Akainu's lack of competence?
I see. That's
due to Akainu's
Yo, if that was
lack of
Katakuri, y'all would be
competence.
saying
Yeah,
Katakuri was trash for not like turning around and shit. Everybody would be calling him.
Nobody's trash. Like
Katakuri didn't even realize it.
Yeah, everybody would be blaming it on his observation. Like, where was his observation there?
It's a war. Everybody was sneaking everybody.
Like so many people got like sneak attacked in that
That's my point. That's my point. Everybody was sneaking everybody.
So look, wait, hold on, look. I'm using for an example with the whole sneaking thing. Like, I forget who Mayweather was fighting, but Mayweather had fought somebody. Like, if y'all check boxing, y'all might know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He had buddy, old buddy.
I don't really know who the guy was. Like, I wouldn't know, but check this out. Like I'm gonna tell you the scenario that happened.
You know what's crazy? Let me say this real quick, Ty. 1 second.
No.
After
let
Whitebeard
him finish,
snuck,
man.
after Whitebeard
Go
snuck Akainu, right? And this is when he got up behind him. Akainu took his fucking head off.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Akainu's a monster.
Like, listen,
Whitebeard was nerfed.
At that point, I think Whitebeard won that matchup because Akainu had the time. Even after he got hit, he still turned around and shit, bro. I don't know.
Well, Whitebeard had the he still had the capacity to kill him. If Whitebeard could have chose, he could have just picked up his Bentu and stabbed him in the head if he wanted to. He had the time to kill him. Like I feel like Whitebeard got the better. He might have lost half his space,
Akainu had a
but
chance to kill him too.
Whitebeard not only could have killed him, but no, he did not because he was on the floor, hunched over as he slid in to chill with the slugs. No, but Whitebeard not only could have killed him, he went on to continue the fight. Akainu's fight was done.
Akainu could have killed Whitebeard.
He was done. After that, like after he skipped the ground, he had to go back to the locker room and change his pants because he shitted himself. And then
the thing is, this is after
himself.
Akainu had delivered. He delivered the kill shot to Ace. Then he was going after Marco, and then Whitebeard came out of nowhere. Like, yeah. So he was chasing Marco
because Whitebeard was looking like he's about to kill over any moment. Like, why would Akainu worry about somebody that looks already dead? He already kept telling everybody, "Oh, I'm about to. I can't make it with you guys."
On the planet.
Like,
I mean, the thing is, Akainu just focused. I mean, Akainu had other like objectives. Like,
he wanted to kill Ace and Luffy.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I think
doesn't killing Whitebeard help you do that?
Not really. Because here's the thing. You feel like Whitebeard was gonna die anyway. It's like he wanted that kill shot. Akainu wanted blood. He wanted Ace and Luffy bad. You know what I mean? So after he didn't want the world. I think what happened, he kind of underestimated
because Whitebeard was going to die.
He underestimated his durability. Yeah, he underestimated his durability. Yeah. He underestimated like Whitebeard.
With the Mayweather fight I was talking about, like as soon as the round had started and Mayweather did something where like they bumped gloves. But for whatever reason, like they bumped gloves and the whistle had already rung, but they were still bumping gloves, like showing respect to each other. But the fight, the round technically started, so Mayweather just knocks him out, like with a cheap shot. And do you remember when that happened?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what fight you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen it.
So when that happened, it's not like Mayweather had to do that. I don't think it's just like, you know what, you slacking right now. I'm gonna take advantage. So I don't think of him as any weaker just because he took a sneak blow. It's like yo, it was more like on the other person, like yo, all right, we're giving each other a fist for respect, whatever, but like, you know, that's limited to when the whistle blows. So it's like, you know, so it's kind of like, you know, just because somebody sneaks somebody doesn't mean somebody, because you can't call Mayweather weak. Look at his record and stuff.
In a pirate world, there's no such thing as worrying about, oh, you didn't honor me by turning around. Look, it's pirate shit out here, man. You get hit, you get hit.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he got hit and whatever.
I think Luffy's gonna fight somebody dirty in Wano. Somebody doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, all those dudes are ruthless, so you never know.
I think he's gonna fight somebody that's like gonna be some super underhanded.
Do some underhanded shit.
Pause, Brago. You said dirty.
Wait, Brago. I want to go back to the shit. Brock, I want to go back to the thing I was saying before. The reason you said that that Zoro's gonna fight somebody that's between first and admiral, right?
Yeah.
But Zoro hasn't had any fight post time skip. He hasn't had any fight to get stronger. Like
here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Been pushed to the limit. So how can you say
Here's the thing.
Hold on. How can you say when he came out of the time skip, he wasn't commander level, and then at Wano, he's gonna jump all the way to near admiral level?
He's fighting that person with Kuina.
Well, who?
Kuina.
With Kuina?
Yeah.
What? Yo, you bugging.
Yo, here's a question though. Like, so why did Oda choose to not have Zoro? Like, he never crossed paths with Virgo because he would have whooped Virgo's ass. When he was about to slash at Dofi, guess who jumped in? An admiral. Like
he's protecting Zoro.
There, bro.
He's protecting Zoro.
He's holding Zoro. No, he's not. He's holding Zoro back.
Wait, do you guys think Zoro? Wait, you guys think Zoro is fodderizing Virgo? Oh my god!
I'll give it
He's not fodderizing him. Wait, let me fix my
Brago,
words. He's not gonna fodderize, but he's at least gonna mid-diff.
No, he's gonna low diff him.
Low diff? No, he's not low diff Virgo. He's not low diff.
Brago, wait, Brago. I don't want you to go back on your word when you reach Wano. When you see Zoro and Wano, don't go back. Just say you took the L, all right?
I keep trying to say that.
Go back on what?
Y'all hype Zoro so damn much.
Go back on what?
I keep trying to say that Zoro and Luffy is even. The person who's more even with Zoro is Sanji. Those two are even. Is way more even than. Wait, hold on. Look, let me finish. Yo, like keep your fanboy stuff to yourself.
Seriously.
Hey, hold on. Look, Sanji will be more equal than Zoro and Luffy whatever will be. Those two are equal. And what's his name just said? I don't know who it was. My bad. You know what I mean? But like the situation with like Sanji's taking these L's to Virgo and into Dofi, but then Zoro gets like he gets saved that like he don't even get put in these situations. It's like it would have happened to Zoro too if it would have been Zoro, but it just so happened that Oda let it be Sanji that takes it. And y'all got to keep in mind like what's going on, right? To make the story interesting, the way Oda has it is that Luffy's the main strongest one. He's the main strongest one, and Zoro's the one that's like, oh snap, maybe he's as good as Luffy, or he's the next best thing, whatever. Like Zoro's like the next best thing, or whatever. Now Sanji is that too. But
Jim better than the best thing.
Wait, hold on, I'm gonna finish. Like what Oda likes to do is like make like a triangle thing, but like he makes Sanji seems weaker by making him lose to Virgo, or by making him like lose to Dofi. But really, this guy is like just as strong as Zoro, and it just keeps an interesting triangle going because now look like if Sanji fights Snack and he wins or whatever. It's like, oh, I didn't know he could do that, but really he could have did that. It's just that, like, you know.
Exactly.
Well, you're speaking to think that's what Oda feels, and you're not Oda.
Yeah, I don't know what you just. I don't know what you're talking about.
Speaking like Oda's saying this, but you're not Oda.
So you can try to disprove what I said. You can try to like put doubt in what I said by trying to say like, oh, it's what I feel. No, it's what happens it's what's happening in the story. Like,
nigga, you are speaking about how you feel.
Look, I got a perfect example. When it was time to fight CP9, right? We seen the power levels of everybody. The person that Sanji fought was only like 5 points or 10 points lesser than the person that Zoro fought. So they're on the same level. You know what I mean?
Is this
it's not like Zoro's on this way higher level next to Luffy, and then Rob Lucci was the one who was almost double those people's levels. So it's like, you know, you and I don't care. You don't have to.
Was that before Kaku ate his devil fruit though?
Wait, is it?
Before Kaku ate the devil fruit?
Yeah.
No, but. Yeah, it was, but
well, come on, guys. Devil fruit has nothing to do with Doriki, though.
You guys don't understand the devil fruit shit. All he had to do when he eats the devil fruit, the Doriki shit is only physical.
That's physical. Yeah, that's just physical.
Yeah, but stones boost your physical stats, don't they?
Thank you, Kenya.
Yeah, but it's it's only physical in the base.
Yeah, but it's not man.
And he just at the same time they just got the devil fruit. It's not like they had any type of mastery over it. They just had like whatever little boost having a devil fruit gives you. Like when without like Ace, not Ace, Sabo just right away went to train in the second he got his devil fruit. But Sanji had an easier fight or whatever. But like, you know, and it's the whole thing. It's just fans. Like fans is gonna say not like I'm not biased. You know what I mean? I don't really care. They could all die for all I care. Like so man. Some fans is gonna be like if they're a Sanji fan, they're gonna like twist facts for Sanji. If they're Zoro fan, they're gonna twist facts. So I'm not twisting facts for nobody. You know what I mean? But
I don't twist facts either.
Wait, let me ask you guys. This is the last topic. Then I gotta end this. How much do you guys value bounties?
A lot.
A lot.
I value them.
Like
I value them
80%,
more than anything.
because
Actually,
I factor them more than I should, but I still think they're more important than like they
All
say.
right. So Brago.
I say like 80% because people like to use the whole Caesar clown thing, but like, yo, do you see this guy's ability though? It's still broken. You know what I mean? Like whether I was upset about the fight that he had with Luffy, it's still a lot of people that like.
Y'all realize Snack has a 600 million berry bounty, right?
Yeah,
and he's in his mid-20s. Pharaoh Sparrow is double that. He has a 700.
I know that like if
Pharaoh Sparrow's like 50 or 60.
He's double his age. Yes,
he's like 48 or something.
He's double his age.
Check this out about Caesar. If Caesar was
But
around,
Snack was
all
like
these
the
people
first
that-
one that always deployed, right? So I think he was on the front lines more than like Pedro Sparrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was more
Yeah,
exposed
but I
like,
know it's
after
still
Big
impressive
Mom.
to have a bounty at that age, though.
That is impressive.
When
That is
when
impressive,
when
but
hey, look, when it comes
Anything
to
over
bounties,
Luffy's is impressive.
Hey,
yes.
but look, when it comes to bounties, I don't like bounties. Don't skew the power level for me. When I see a high bounty, I just look at the importance they have in the story. Like I look at bounties as clout, not mirroring their strength. That's how I feel about bounties.
No, yeah, sure, 'cause
I really
Like,
give a
what's the
fuck.
difference between Jack's and Katakuri's bounce? Like 59 mil, but like still a billion. So like, who the fuck cares which one's higher? You know?
Yeah. Check this out. Look, with Caesar Clown, it's Oven, it's Snack, it's a whole bunch of people over there. Caesar Clown, he has a Logie intangibility.
Yeah.
Not everybody over there has Haki. You know, of course, Oven does and Snack does, but not everybody over there has it. And then is that he still has poison. He can just knock a bunch of those people out like mad easy. So this guy is dangerous. He deserves his bounty. Whether how good.
what's
and
what's Caesar's bounty? I forget.
Was it like 400? No. Was it 400?
I think it's like 400 or something. I think I don't remember.
Y'all doing Gangster Gastino? No duty today, bro.
Yo, where the fuck is Caesar, by the way?
Caesar's out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yo,
Anybody know?
Caesar's already on the Sunny, bro.
That'd be dope.
Caesar's
Are you
already
guys
on the
on
Sunny.
Caesar
as,
for the
as
combo
far as
hype train?
Nah.
Before we move on, as far as bounty goes for me specifically, like I don't know why I phrased it that way. But as far as bounty goes, I feel like it is a significant indicator of strength, but that only resides in a certain group. So if I'm looking at a Yonko's crew, if I'm looking at a Yonko's, a specific Yonko's crew, not all the Yonko, but if I'm looking at just Big Mom's crew, I would assume the higher the bounty level goes up, the higher the strength. That's not to say that Katakuri is barely stronger than Jack, because he's only 50 billion, and that's also Yonko crew. But in Mama's crew, his is significantly higher than everybody else's. When we get to Kaido's crew, I would expect the higher bounties to have it, and so on and so forth. So that's how I kind of see bounties. It's specific to the organization they're tied with.
There are obvious outliers like Usopp at 200 mil and stuff.
And choppers.
Yeah, and Chopper. But once you like they said, once you get past a certain bounty, it's hard to raise it anyway. So if you're in that particular area, you're all pretty much top tier people anyway. You've done a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, it's hard, especially when your bounty's been frozen. That's hard because, like, you know, with like Dofi.
Because Croc, his bounty was way higher.
Wait.
Frankie's got a higher bounty than Crocker did.
To what you said.
Crocodile didn't get a justifiable bounty though. His bounty should have been a lot higher. He should have been like a lot higher. Like 80 was 81.
No, but some of those people isn't like Capone. Capone's bounty could be higher based off what he could do, but he's just been waiting. He's not. He's been like on the low, like on the model.
Capone's an assassin, dude.
Yeah.
Like he's not trying to or he wasn't trying to have.
But then he also started like a lot later than because he's older.
Well, what's Capone's bounty going to be when he kills Big Mom?
Well,
if he kills Big Mom,
well, I don't know if he's killing Big Mom.
I feel like bounty's gonna.
Story already said he's about to run from Big Mom, so he's not gonna kill her anymore.
Yeah, and like the stream people.
Brago,
wait,
like I said before,
go ahead, Ty.
Luffy and Law fought Dofi. Whatever. Cracker could be stronger than Doflamingo, but it wasn't like he that's like about how strong he is, whatever. But
yeah,
like I think that Zoro and Law fights Jack. I don't think just Zoro fights Jack alone. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
I think they both.
I feel like that could be the first. That could be one of the first like big matchups. Then they grow from that.
Yeah. So it's like it was even moments where like Sanji and Capone had to work together, or, like Luffy and Capone had to work together. It would just show like how Zoro and Law whatever work together with whatever relationship they have.
Yeah.
But another thing though that I was just thinking about though, it is possible for like I didn't think so at first when the stream first started because I'm like, nah, Zoro's not gonna like he's not on that. Like he's not gonna beat Jack. But if the difference between Katakuri's bounty and Jack's bounty was like 95,000 or something, the difference, or like just like 95 or something, like it's a little bit, like it's not a lot.
It was like 59, I think.
That kind of difference, even though like when Luffy beat Crocodile, that was a big thing, and when Zoro beat Mr. that was still a big thing, even though Crocodile's stronger. So maybe it could be like, you know,
Luffy didn't even get credit for that.
Katakuri
Got a little bit, but Smoker got
look what his pal did. He beat Jack, you know what I mean? And it's like another big thing, kind of like how just Rosa was, with 2 big shots got taken out. But just this time, Luffy beat Katakuri and Zoro beat Jack.
Wait,
and
I'm
that's like
seeing
the new
people in
thing
the
about
chat.
Luffy's
It's a Hunter versus like One Piece discussion in the chat right now.
Oh my goodness!
I went off top.
That's like comparing a filet mignon to a McDouble.
Oh man, I hold both very close to my heart. So I don't even want to do that because like they have different things that they're great at. But both are amazing series. But like it's hard
Really
to compare
great
the two. It's hard to compare the two.
Yeah, Brago got me hyped up for Hunter x Hunter, and I was like,
Kenya,
I wasn't the biggest fan, dude.
Come on, Kenya.
Fucking
I don't know.
fruit.
I don't
It
know
had
what's
its
wrong with
good
you.
point. It had its good
Eyes
point.
had me on that shit.
I don't know what's wrong with you, Kenya, but Hunter x Hunter is amazing, man.
Dude, you hyped me up. Maybe it was just too much hype, though. Maybe that was.
I mean,
That's
it's
what happened
cool.
with Kingdom for me,
It's
bro.
good, but I can't say it's like in my top.
Hunter x Hunter is like
You're
my favorite anime, the best anime ever.
I think it's the greatest story ever told.
What?
I do. Any form of media, whether it's movies, TV shows, books, I never enjoyed a series as much as I did.
I would say this:
that was a dope volleyball game.
I would say this: the complexity of Hunter x Hunter and how much shit you have to pay attention to. I can see how it could.
Yeah,
lose.
I love it.
It could
The
lose
power
some
system's
people.
really well done.
It could lose some people.
Bro,
because,
you know what I like about it? It's more ninja-esque than Naruto.
Well, the thing is, they really kind of drive the point home that it doesn't matter if you're the main character. If a nigga is a grown man, you still have no chance. You know what I mean? It's like they, of course, you know, Gon had that moment where I don't know how many people are caught up here, but if you're not caught up here, like it is what it is. Where he got to beat Pito, but it's like Gon versus like Hisoka or even Hanzo. It was like Gon, he was growing like crazy, but he still had no chance against those guys. You know, it's like they're still kids at the end of the day. Like look at like
that's what kind of like turned me off a bit is I didn't see as much progression from like Gon and Killua as I
they
wanted
grew
to,
so much though, bro.
They grew so much, but they were still getting like fodderized.
Because they're still kids.
But I just like after 300 chapters, I thought that would be like more than rock paper scissors.
Well, that's the thing about Hunter x Hunter is what he was saying about complexity, because so many people are used to shonen where it's all about power level. Hunter x Hunter goes a completely different direction where it's actually showing character growth and things of that nature.
Yeah,
so
Gon
they
and Killua
changed
are actually learning about the
dramatically.
world.
But think
But
about
it's
Gon
not
and
always
Killua, right? At the Hunter exam, right? They didn't know Nen. They didn't know shit. Like, and Killua even told Gon like how far he was away from like Hisoka and Hanzo and those guys. And then they had a Heavenly Arena, right? Heaven's Arena.
I liked Heaven's Arena.
Heaven's Arena was great, where they learned Nen. They got better. Gon learned a bit. They learned Gil, all that shit. Then they even had a full training arc with Greed Island, right? Then they and they still couldn't compete. It was showing like they were growing in the verse, but when you come up against like monsters like the Phantom Troop, like they're still novices. Like they're just like they're not there yet. Like Killua compared to Zeno and Silva, like it's no chance there. And I like that.
I was gonna say too is that like I know you want to see growth. Like I don't check Hunter x Hunter out, but like I do know like how stories is and stuff is that like okay, like it depends what the author has in mind for these characters, because some characters are gonna be main characters and some might just be like support characters, or some might be like characters who doesn't play like the main role in the story. So if their role isn't as important, then they're not gonna get the big moment. Or even if their role is important, like we could use Sanji for example. Like Sanji's great. Sanji had development, but Doflamingo's that dude because he has to fight Luffy. So if Sanji cross paths with him, he has to take the L. So it could be something like I don't know who these people lost to. It depends what they lost to. Like if they lost to people who was big shots for one of the main characters or something, then it's like they have to lose. You know what I mean?
But the thing is that's the thing though, Ty. Here.
Hey yo, Brago, I'm out, fam.
All right, Sauce. Thanks for coming through, bro. Appreciate it.
Sauce, go.
But Ty in Hunter x Hunter, like being the main character, it helps. But it's so many times being a main character, you lose fights to like people that you think they would be stronger than at that point, just because they're not they're not as experienced. Experience is like valuable in Hunter x Hunter, and knowing
No,
like
no, no,
simple
no, no, no,
things.
no.
But
No,
like,
true.
when will Gon and Killua
that
ever be
because-
more experienced
because-
than people they're fighting? Like, never, right?
No, but the thing is, they have to.
Yo,
Brago, but the main character thing is that like that's what's supposed to happen. The only the first anime I seen pretty much, but like the main character just doesn't lose was Yu-Gi-Oh. When Yugi just doesn't want to lose, he just wins every single time. But like most of them you lose and then you grow from it, and then but check this out though. Like I get what you're saying though, but I know no anime has it where like they fight somebody, they lose, and every single time they fight that person, they lose, and then the series just ends, and then they lost that. You know what I mean? Like it's like if they lose, it's okay because they're gonna beat the person or surpass them in the future.
I guess what I'm talking about,
No, but
Tyler, like
Gun-
right now, the growth. Janori, what are you saying?
No, I'm saying Gun won fights.
He did.
He won in yeah. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. He just hasn't like gone all the way to the top level yet.
The thing is, they told. I think people expected after Gon became like a pro hunter, like, oh shit, he's on a pro. He's a pro hunter. He's on that level. But no, like even after he became a pro hunter, it's like, yo, you're still kind of like training. You still haven't done anything. Huh?
Hunter, the reason I
Kid.
somebody put a comment and was like,
That was a
so the reason why I don't check out Hunter x Hunter is that it didn't impress me yet. It didn't wow me yet or whatever like that. All the stuff that I do read or play, it all wowed me. Whether it was like I said, like One Piece, it was Zoro having 3 swords with 2 in his hands and 1 in his mouth. I didn't see that before. I thought that was creative. I didn't know nothing else about the anime, whatever. Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't really like the first episode. Like I thought it was corny just because like I don't like in Dragon Ball Z like when Broly came, but Cheetah was like, it's Broly, it's the we don't stand and shit. Like I hate when they do that. And with Yu-Gi-Oh! The first episode when
all the time, like it's powerful.
In the first episode. But Cheetah was OD. I'm like, oh, come on, son. Nah, you're right though. It's like that's
how Dragon Ball
he always gets beat up.
Yeah.
And then Goku always wins. It's the Saiyan pride, Goku.
It's so weird. Vegeta will be stronger than Goku when they're training, and then after they fight the main niggas, Goku just pulls out of nowhere. We're like, hold the fuck, like when did he surpass Vegeta again?
In Yu-Gi-Oh, I didn't like the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh because when Yugi played Exodia, Kai was like, "It's Exodia, it's impossible." I'm like, "Oh, this is that corny stuff right here." But at the same time,
oh, dude, that was epic, dude. That was a fucking best.
No. So check it out. So like, I don't feel that way now, but at the same time, with like the information provided, where I don't know who the Forbidden One is, and this is happening, this guy is scared. It's like I get Yugi wins, but it's like I don't have enough information, and that was corny to me because you could use that for a hype. So look, like if we make a manga, right? We could all make a manga, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our first episodes could just be somebody overpowered, and the other person's like, it's this person, it can't be, it's Mr. Chocolate Factory. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, like that's a corny way to enter. Like, to me, that's corny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what else? Pokemon. The video games was fun. Like
Pokemon anime is so
red
trash.
version and blue version.
The anime is so trash, bro.
No. I'm not talking about the anime.
Hunter x Hunter.
No. I'm just talking about the video games.
The video games are amazing.
The video games was
probably the best video games ever.
Yeah. So, with Hunter x Hunter, I'm not saying that it's that it's not good. It's just that like Advance Wars. I don't know if y'all know about that. I didn't like that at first, but I gave away a Mario game and I got Advance Wars and another game. And it's just like, oh, this is fun. So if I see the right Hunter x Hunter panel or the right whatever or the right first, like, oh snap, this is hard, then I'll check it out. But I haven't seen it. I just see online little clips sometimes and stuff.
No, I'm not saying everybody's gonna love Hunter x Hunter because it's like because of how it is. It's not the typical shonen where it's like the main characters they don't grow at the same rate. But I feel like it's a good anime.
I like what's his name?
Yu is great.
I seen One Punch Man, and I like the One Punch Man. The other thing too
is
One Punch
Man is great.
Yeah,
I know Dustin's having like a March Madness for anime too, so that should be great. So guys,
that's gonna be dope.
Stay tuned for that.
I gotta make my list.
Crazy.
Wait, Brago, how strong do you think Killua is after the Chimera Ant arc?
The thing is, who are we comparing him to? Because
also
like,
Killua's sister is an ass pull, a crazy ass pull, or brother.
Who, Nanika?
Aluka, whatever.
Well, well, the thing is, Aluka.
Yeah,
Nanika,
great writing.
Yeah, that is some. No, that's some bad fucking shit.
Wait. You guys know she's from the Dark Continent, right?
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, she's
you know about the calamities that come from the Dark Continent every time somebody makes it from there and back to the world.
That's what Killua was great grandpa or whatever went there.
So it's like the Dark Continent. They're basically saying that if you go there, every time you come back, it's like a new calamity. So it's like Nanika or Aluka, however you want to call him or her, whatever you want to call it. It's like those powers, and it's a huge thing about Nanika or Alaka. That's a boy, all right? That's a boy,
Yeah,
but he wants to identify himself as a girl, or so that's why Killua calls him his sister. But whatever. So it's like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Anyway.
weird. But even for Pitou, like Pitou is a boy in the manga, but in the anime,
yeah, but it's totally a chick in the anime.
In the anime, he has boobs. So I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes they
just trying to justify his shit, bro.
And then Melody is like bald, but Melody's like a girl. So I don't know.
And
yeah, she had like a curse on her though, didn't she?
Yeah, she has a curse. I don't know if it affected her hair though.
In the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, I mean, in the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, Kaiba's original hair color was green, but then in the anime, they made him to like look more cooler. They made it the color that they made it.
Really?
So yeah, they always change that stuff. I guess it's kind of better though. Like it's like it's easier to take Kaiba serious with the black or brown hair he had than like compared to the green hair.
Do you guys have a problem with that when like
some people had green
the
hair and
anime takes liberties and kind of alters like the fights and shit like that?
And
well, look at it this way, dude. They changed Kaiba's hair color from green, but like Yugi still had purple fucking hair. So what's the point? Just give him green hair.
I think Kaiba he looks a lot cooler with that.
Yeah, no, his design's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yu-Gi-Oh 2, it was another main character. It was a girl, and they just totally, completely removed her out the whole anime. And what happened too in the original Yu-Gi-Oh manga, they played duel monsters like every 15 chapters or something. It was a duel. You know what I mean? Like
people are saying, what's the point of having
always
nen restrictions if you're gonna have a character that can heal everything? Well, the thing is, don't act like Nanika or Alaka. It's a simple thing for her to heal someone. Like we know, like the effects of her making a request. It's a whole scheme to it that was like if you misuse that, you can literally like destroy the world based on like that power. So it's not a simple thing there. I mean, it's like, I enjoy it, but
it was like when I was watching, it was interesting. I just at the end of the day, I just sit back and think about it. I'm like, is that really how they're gonna give him his nen back or whatever?
And think about he doesn't have his nen yet.
No, yeah, like they returned him, like they healed him up a little bit at least.
Yeah, and going into Nen is just so well explained, and how
it really is. I agree with that.
It's just I love Nen, man.
It's one of the best battle systems.
It's one of the most complete battle systems I've ever seen.
I love Nen, and like how like from transmuter manipulator, like all those guys and how you can grow to a specialist. It's just amazing how they like explained it. I mean, I know people say
and on top of that, it's really versatile, so you can really do anything you want.
You can do anything with your Nen. Like, and then, what's his name? And I know people are calling like what's his name? Kurapika's like his whole power BS. If you're reading the manga, you understand like the drawbacks of
he's a contract with himself.
Yes, but even more than that, he has more shit to like. I say Emperor Time. So that is like, oh shit, that's the side effect of it. So it's like, yeah, it's really powerful, but like, it's kind of like Gear 4th, where Gear 4th has a time limit because it's so powerful and like the risk that Luffy's taking and all the Haki that he's using for it. So it's like a counterbalance that I enjoy. So I mean,
sometimes they do that on purpose. Like they make the manga better just because like they don't want the anime to outshine the original work or whatever, or they don't want somebody to like look at the anime.
Yeah, I think the anime in Hunter x Hunter like adapted it
like
source
One
material
Piece
very well. One Piece did a better job earlier in the series. I feel like it's getting better again, but sometimes One Piece does things. I'm like, yo, that's not what happened, bro. Like that's not what happened at all.
Well, you can tell he comes up with these ideas from time to time.
Yeah, like the Smoker Virgo fight, like that was like skewed like shit in the anime. And they add scenes, but sometimes it's like they go way too far. But
word, because in that fight, Smoker was punching him and he was bleeding and shit. But in the anime, this nigga would punch him and he just stood there like nothing happened.
In the manga,
I'm like, wait, what?
In the manga, like, I'm like, yo, like none of this shit happens. It made it seem like Virgo was whooping Smoker's ass. Like that's how the anime made it seem.
Yeah, I remember Theory he kept showing me that he's like, yo, look at the Virgo versus Smoker fight.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, whatever. And he kept talking about how when Virgo went full body, Smoker had to look on his face like, I can't mess with that. And then
yeah, in anime.
So he kept trying to use that for evidence, and then later he's like, yo, that joint wasn't even in the manga.
Yeah, it wasn't in the manga. It wasn't in there. Like it wasn't in there at all. Like so in the manga, it's like it wasn't that much of an exchange anyway. But in the anime, they added a bunch of shit. They made Virgo look super OP.
I
guess,
still wouldn't like.
Huh?
I get that the manga is the source material and then the anime is the anime, but like to me though, like they're asking Oda. I mean, they're like, yo, Oda.
The thing is,
you're like who?
Then
like there are certain liberties
No,
they
the
take.
manga. No, the manga shows when he punches Virgo. His
No.
face feels like
I
he's
know.
bleeding.
I'm not questioning what the manga show, but I'm talking about like they're making this and they're probably like yo, Oda, who? All right, like we get that like Virgo won, but like if how badly could Virgo win though? You know
I don't know
like,
if Oda's answering questions like that.
No. It's like I don't see why you want
because
like,
Oda
he can make him bleed.
You think Oda?
You think
that's what I'm saying. You think
arm or losing the leg.
Do you think he has a text message texting Oda like, "Yo, how strong do you think Virgo is, B?" Like, nah. Oda's like, what?
I'm not saying that though, but this is
just
it's a way like
this.
Because I already read that depending on certain things that they have to like Oda has to give the okay for it. Like they can't just like because then that will ruin everything. So like I'm pretty sure like he's telling them where it's like okay look so for an example
they make it interesting, but Oda is not being consulted on every episode.
Ryu versus Ken, right? So I have Ryu versus Ken, and like Ryu wins with 25% health, right? But then like the people from the anime ask like, oh, like if they was to like what's the gap between them? And I could be like, okay, you know, Ryu could win with like 50% health, nothing more than that. You know what I mean? So then they exaggerated a bit, but you know what I mean? But they're doing it within the scopes of what happened. They're not just doing it on their own. Where like Virgo did a Kamehameha in the anime.
In anime versus Cracker, then Luffy use King Kong gun, bro.
That makes sense though.
Hey man, I ain't see King Kong gun in the fucking.
Why wouldn't he use King Kong gun on so many biscuits? He's trying to get the Cracker to rule.
Dramatic effect.
No, I'm saying no. He's saying that Cracker used King Kong gun, but he didn't use it in the manga. But that makes sense that he would use it in 11 hours.
That is true.
The thing
he
is,
was struggling that hard.
Yeah, the things with King Kong gun, right? Using King Kong gun, we expect like a drawback after using Gear 4th that way. In the anime, it made it seem like that wasn't an issue. It was nothing. It was not an issue. Like, and then even in the anime,
what do you mean? Didn't he get out of Gear 4 after that?
And he was
hold
good.
On, but the difference though, hold on. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I get it, but to me, the difference still is though, is that like when he fought Dofi, that was him using it for the first time, and he used it at a point, but that's what his stamina ran out at. But like in a fight where he's fresh, like he's able to do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure like it's not like because keep in mind this is not like, and that makes sense because look like with Gear 3rd, right? That was a move that after he used it, the drawback automatically made him smaller. But Gear 4th is a form. It doesn't really make sense that he goes into the form and he gets one move to do. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure that like even though the manga didn't have it that way because he never just bust out a King Kong gun off the back like that. But in the anime, what they did, the way that they did it, like that's okay. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't break the rules.
What's interesting is that that's always the excuse some people use. Like if Luffy uses King Kong gun from the start, he's wiping everybody out.
No. I'm not saying that. Oh, he could just use it on Dofi and knock him out early. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about like as far as like him using it like it was nothing in the anime, but when he fought Dofi, it was everything, and he ran out of Haki. You know what I mean? Just like in that situation, he was more fresh to use it because like
Yo, and it had Nami like super dodging Cracker, bro. I was like,
she was literally blocking him with her.
She was blocking Cracker with her fucking climb attack.
I'm like, he looked like he was playing around. No, wait. He looked like he was playing around though. Cracker like
I don't care if you're playing around. That's trash, man.
I gotta keep in mind though, is that like, that happens. You gotta see like is it real or is it order? Not order though.
My nigga Nami was like,
Actually, the anime made like it answered a lot of questions that came from the manga. Like, because if you look at it, how did Nami get scuffed up like that without the shit happening in the anime?
It depends if
after run away for 11 hours, I would think
It depends if
that's my point. That's my point. How would she get scuffed up like
you
that?
You think she was like she was able to dodge Cracker?
Yeah, like what?
No, not dodge. Like you see how he was playing around with her and hitting his sword and pushing her on the floor and shit like that.
Bro, she was blocking Cracker's hits.
She didn't. Yeah, she didn't take any attacks.
Yeah, it depends if she was seriously blocking his hits or if it wasn't like a comedic kind of way, like Cracker's.
Now Cracker's like, yo, I'm gonna kill you, and Nami's like,
It looked so stupid that it was comedic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I don't know. It is what it is.
Nami's just top tier though.
I still enjoy the anime. I love Nami. Nami's best girl.
She's actually probably MVP of this arc.
Actually, I think the whole cake. I think the whole cake anime for the whole cake island has been good.
It's been really good. It's been really
I've been
good.
hearing it's been really good.
It's been really good. And
really good.
doing a live reaction tomorrow for that because the boy is going to be
Katakuri episode.
Katakuri is going to be in the anime episode tomorrow. So
that's going to be lit.
Yeah, Katakuri is the best.
That's going to be lit. And I think the episode after that, that's the jelly bean scene with forget the guy's name. The guy who
not Sanji and the priest.
They're already at that. They're already at that point.
The early guy. The guy.
Shigro.
Yeah. Either that, but the anime may stretch shit out. But regardless, I can't wait for the anime episode tomorrow. But yeah, this was a great stream. I appreciate you guys coming through.
Thanks for having me, dude.
No problem. We got 400 people watching at 3 a.m. Shout out to y'all niggas, man. That's lit. Like the stream, of course. If you guys want to be a part of this discussion, we got Discord Fridays every Friday. Or I guess you said every Saturday at 12 a.m. So if you want to be a part of it, we got, I would say, 15 spots. So if you want to jump into Discord, just be in the Discord Friday voice chat by 12 a.m. and then you can be a part of the discussion. If you're muted for more than 2 minutes, you're gonna get kicked. So if your mic is trash, you're gonna get kicked. But yeah, I feel like if you want to be a part of the discussion, definitely join the Discord. But I definitely appreciate you guys coming through though. I feel like this was a great discussion.
Did you get to all the what's his name? All the super chats?
Oh fuck, I didn't.
Because somebody asked me a question, I answered it, and I don't know how many came.
Let me see. I forgot. Like I think that's when these niggas was arguing about observation Haki. Okay. So they said someone Kebab says, why do I have to spend $5 for more than 59 words? So you used it to ask that.
For the super chat?
Yeah.
It's so like I believe that like so your comment
so it's
like,
worth
Brago
more. Yeah.
Gets to see it.
It's worth more. Slicks Bro says some snakes have the ability to sense heat. Yo, why you so loud, bro? Chill. Gary Grant.
Yo, that
says,
would be hold on. That would be so corny if like Katakuri goes for like a haymaker fire punch and then Luffy Snake Man could like avoid the fire, sense the fire, whatever. He just blocks it.
Dropping the Snake Man. Dropping the
That'd
Snake
be an
Man.
oddly specific transformation.
Dropping the Snake Man video
Like,
in
so
like 2
smart.
hours. So yeah.
Like so smart. You avoided my heat.
Right.
I hope it doesn't look like trash.
I think it's gonna look dope. I think it's gonna.
Bro, even Bounce Man looked like trash. It just looked retarded.
Well, Bound Man initially it looked like trash, but it grew on me. I love Bound Man now.
Yeah, it grew on me, but it still looks like this nigga got little ass feet.
It looks a little weird, but I mean, it's like he looks dope. You know what's funny in the anime? Like we did a live reaction to it and shit. I did not expect it to have like that bouncing sound. Like when I heard, I was like, holy shit. Yeah, the funny bouncing sound. Holy shit! Like okay. But the reveal and the anime, they did a great job. I mean, it took 7 minutes to get to it, but
it's clumsy, but then it's crazy hacks. And
exactly, because Dofi looked at it and was like, really, my nigga, this is what you guys are about to do? And then Luffy sent Dofi flying. Dofi's like, then somebody asked him, yo, Doflamingo, what are you doing here? He's like, that's what I'd like to know.
and like a crazy kind of like Tenkaichi 2 game kind of way. Like I could see that gif with Luffy just fighting the Super Saiyan 4 Goku with some crazy stuff like going blow for blow.
Barbara, you think Katakuri's going on his back next chapter?
I think probably not next chapter. I think we're gonna get some Vin Smoke shit.
How many chapters do you see left in the fight in general?
The fight, I think, is going to be a constant countdown because it's 12:05 right now, right? And the meeting time is 1 a.m. So I think we're gonna have like some slight skips forward.
You think it's gonna end at 1 o'clock on the dot or something?
I think at 1 o'clock is I think it's gonna be a huge hit from Luffy to Katakuri out the mirror world at 1. Right in front of his siblings and shit like that. And then once like they see Katakuri on his back knocked out, like the whole family is gonna go into a disarray. That's gonna present Sanji the opportunity to save Luffy. Because Luffy is gonna be
Katakuri's gonna
at his limit.
Katakuri's gonna be like, Muchi Quicksand Prism. Now,
Luffy has to be able to walk.
Before the Muchi suffocates you to beat me.
Yeah.
Luffy has to be able to walk because he has to touch the girl to get out.
Yeah, where's Brûlée at, man?
I don't know what the fuck Brûlée is, man. Like
she's just waiting for her convenient.
Yeah.
Her convenient.
Brûlée was pouting in the mirror world, and Luffy's like, "Oh shit, you still here? All right, cool." But wait, let me read this last super chat. Well, I got two more. They said Gary Grant said, "Did everyone forget that Oda has a whole book on Gear 4th? Does he?"
Yeah,
I don't know. I know he had.
He had a whole cake book, a Gear 4th book, a book with a dragon on it, and then I forgot what
that
it was
sense.
like a fourth book, I think.
And GOAW says,
"That's why he got so many modes."
What you said, Janoy?
That's why he has so many modes. Like that's why.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was talking about.
I think the last one was a Reverie book, actually. I think that was the fourth one.
No. It was Dragon. It wasn't a yeah. Maybe it was a Reverie, but I know Dragon had his own book for like a Dragon arc.
Let me see. Last one was they say hold up from GOAW says, question for Ty: when is the Ace of Spades 2 featuring Logic?
All right, so that's not gonna happen because it's no, like, what is that called? Like it's no it's like I don't care how famous he is. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I think he's good. I think he's dope. I think he raps as good as Kendrick, if not better. But I don't want to have him on. I don't want to have him on a remix. You know what I mean? Like I'm not on some like, yo, I want to get on so bad that I'll just have him on there. You know what I mean? It's like I don't
integrity.
Yeah.
He's bad on features anyway, to be honest.
Oh my god, man. I was disappointed on the Sriracha.
Yo, Joyner Lucas is fire though. Shout out to Joyner Lucas.
Yeah.
Lucas. I was so disappointed in Logic.
See, if it was that, I would.
Yeah.
I would do it. I don't know if on Ace of Spades because it's like, you know, every song the subject or whatever. But Jonas Lucas, like, he actually has a song. What's that song? Like, he has some stuff. But I'm like, oh, it's not like, yo, this is mad. Like his storytelling stuff is like it's crazy or whatever. So like that's different. But with Logic, not like I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to.
It depends on the mood. Like Logic can't just rap about anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like you have
like,
it has to be a different tone, a different set. Because like even on the Sriracha thing with Tech Nine and Joyner Lucas, Logic, he came on the beat and was just like, yo, it just doesn't fit with Joyner and Tech Nine. Like Joyner and Tech Nine, like those dudes, they went in, and then Logic came in and it was like, yo, I guess I'm supposed to come with his fast flow. I'm like, Logic, what the fuck are you saying, bro? Like, Logic,
He does
go
that shit
in
all the time on like guest verses.
Yeah, he's like, I'ma get it good. I'm like, Logic, my dude. But you know, Logic, he has. I feel like The Incredible True Story is a classic album.
I love that.
Like pretty much like. Chibi was good on the Reverie stream and stuff like that, and like and he gave good like I didn't agree with what he said about Cracker being weak, but he still gave good examples and everything and stuff like that.
Chibi was great.
So
I really enjoyed Chibi in the
about
Reverie.
the quality like the quality of the character thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But if I didn't like Chibi, if I'm like yo, like I just don't like him or whatever. Yeah. Oh no, that's not a good example. So if I don't like his One Piece content or whatever like that, but he got mad subs or whatever like that, like I'm not gonna just collab with him just to collab with him just to collab. Subs.
That's like collabing with, like, you know, say you don't care for Double Four, but you're just gonna do it because Double Four got a lot of subs. And it's just like integrity.
Yeah. So you know, like if me and Logic talk or whatever, and things, and you know, like a different situation happens, but it's like, you know what, I got to know him better. I like his music more or whatever. Then that's different. But like as of right now, nah.
I fucking Logic happy. And also Drake just dropped, not Drake, Drake and
the music video.
Drake did drop a song, didn't he?
Well, he got featured on a song recently, Look Alive, with Block Boy. That shit is hard. I mean, I think the music video came out yesterday. But Drake and Block Boy, Look Alive. That's
the music video with like before it cuts on, it's like a little movie or something.
Yeah. Shit's hard. So yeah, shit's banging. But yeah, shout out to Quietly Loud, who said, yo, just because it's 3 a.m. and niggas still up. Yo, Quietly, where were you today, bro? I thought you were gonna be in Discord today, man. You gotta jump in the next stream. But I'm not sure when I'm streaming again. We have no breaks, obviously, like next week and shit. I'm rereading the Hunter x Hunter arc because, you know, we had a break. So it's like a lot of the shit with the princes and shit was like, it's a lot to remember. So I'm rereading that. I'm 4 chapters out, so I may have a Hunter x Hunter stream this weekend, just giving my thoughts up to like with the new chapters and shit like that, because shit is going down. But anyway, yeah, realistic Block Boy JB, yeah, shit is fucking fire. But yeah, like the stream, people. If you have not
like the stream,
subscribe if you haven't. Again, you guys in the call, I appreciate you guys coming through. I appreciate it every time, man. It means a lot. But
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys either this weekend or next week. Peace.